Well, it's 8 p.m., which means it's time for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Every Thursday night at 8 p.m. If there's any emergency traffic, which I don't think there is, I've been monitoring this frequency for quite a while now, feel free to break in. This net it takes place every Thursday night at 8 p.m., and it goes for a few hours, so here we go. Welcome to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. Our club call sign is N5OAK, and as I mentioned, we're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. This is a social net, but it's also a controlled net, meaning stations should not transmit until designated check-in or comment times, of course, unless there is an emergency. Let's see, the net consists of the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, which is the proud sponsors of four technically main repeaters. The one I'm coming to you on now is located at 147.320. We have another 2-meter repeater linked up over there in Johnson City at 147.250. We have one on the UT campus, which is in the 440 realm at 441.775. Sorry, 441.775 is the frequency of that one. And we've also got a DMR machine up on the north side of town that is not linked. You can find those frequencies and many, many more by going to our website at n5oak.org. Every Thursday night we have linked systems. Our network is extended by linked systems. You can find those by going to our website, n5oak.org. Look on the All-Star tab. There's a big bubble chart there, typically. Tonight our node is offline, so we don't have the bubble chart listed. But I can tell you that I got the inside scoop that tonight we are in fact connected to the KA5D system. The frequencies of which you can find by going to their website at ka5d.org. .com, sorry, ka5d.com, right? ka5d.com. Yes, no, maybe so. The website working? Yeah, it's working. ka5d.com. There is a repeaters tab there where you can find a list of repeaters. These got repeaters mostly downtown and north, but the main one located on the UT campus, the frequency is 441.325, and the tone for that one's 97.4. So if you're having a hard time reaching us on one of the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club sponsored repeaters, you may have a better chance by reaching us on one of the ones from the KA5D system. Again, the frequencies you can find for both of those club systems is ka5d.com and n5oak.org. All right, let's see. Let me remind you that you can join me in the shack every Thursday night whenever I host, at least on live video stream. I will stream my video live tonight at the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's Discord server. There is a set of video nets down towards the bottom of the menu there, and if you look for the Thursday Night Net video channel, you will find a live stream of myself in my shack hosting this net. That's pretty cool. If you'd like to follow along with check-ins tonight, I use an online roster, and it's called NetLogger. NetLogger is free to use. You can download it at netlogger.org. Install it. Click on the big blue button that says Select Net, and look for N508. No, I'm sorry. The net's called OHARC Thursday Night Net on NetLogger, and with that, you can follow along as I check folks in. And let's see. I guess that leaves the agenda for tonight. The agenda for tonight is such. Here in just a few minutes, I will go into a round of check-in calls for short-timers. Short-timers are people who don't have long, and typically they'll join us pretty early on a Thursday night around 8 or soon thereafter. So knowing that we typically get to check-in, short-time check-ins right away, that way you can, if you're short-time, you can get in and out. I'll put your name and call in the log. If you have something to share, just give me your name and call. If you don't have anything to share, tell me no traffic and I won't follow up. But if you don't tell me no traffic, I will in fact follow up just to see how you've been, and then I'll let you go. And then after short-time check-ins, we'll do a question from the General Class License Pool Exam License Exam Pool. Say that 5 times fast. My nephew, Cody, Kilo India 5 Yankee Lima Sierra, has been gracious enough to come up with some questions for you guys tonight. So that'll be cool. Be sure to stick around and take your shot at the general class license pool questions tonight. After that, we will get into some news and nuggets, courtesy of Scott. KI5OBD is going to be my news guy tonight, so be sure to hang around for that. And then we'll check in and see who's got some updates on recent fox hunts, maybe potential fox hunts that might be coming up in a short time. We might even check in with Rusty, our president and social events coordinator there, to see if he's got any news about the club or any social events that may have taken place recently or might be taking place. And then once all that cool stuff is done, then we'll get into the regular check-ins portion of the net. That's the cool part where you can, we open the floor for discussion. It's a great opportunity to learn a thing or two. If maybe you're working on a project and you're stuck on something, can't quite figure out why you can't get any voltage to the places where voltage should be. I bet you someone on this net on Thursday nights has been there, done that, and they can help you, or at least point you in the right direction. Another good thing to do during the open port, the regular check-ins portion, is to brag about a new gear you've got. Maybe ask a question about some gear you're looking to buy. Maybe someone's already got it and they can give you the pros and cons of it. But anyway, a lot of different things we can talk about during the open forum section, and that's a lot of fun and really educational. So if you can stick around for that, I recommend it. Otherwise, check in during short time here in just a few minutes. All right, so if you just joined us, it is now 8:06. I rattled on as long as I could in hopes to get everybody all gathered around. So before we get into short time check-ins, let me do a station identification. And that sounds like this. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, Thursday Night Net. Our call sign, N5OAK, can be found at n5oak.org, which is our website, where you can sign up for the club. It's free. It's a free club. And you can join our Discord chat group, where you can find myself and others now online at streaming online at the N5OAK Discord chat server room. Again, this net is held every Thursday night at 8 p.m. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am net control. It is a controlled net, meaning stations should not transmit until designated check-in or comment times. Quick thing, you do not have to be a club member to join our nets. In fact, we encourage any and all licensed amateur radio operators to do so. And without further ado, then, let's get into short-time check-ins. Short-timers are those who don't have long with us this evening. I will follow up with you and just to say hi, unless you tell me no traffic, and then I'll skip you altogether. A good practice when checking in to any net, whether short time or regular time, is to say "this is" and then unkey, and then give your call sign. Because if you do that, you can when you unkey, it gives you an opportunity to see if you're doubling with somebody. You might catch just the end of them saying "this is" too, and then you can let them go on ahead, and then you can wait till they're done and check in after them. So that's how that works. So let's see if there's any short timers out there tonight. If you'd like to check into the net short time tonight, maybe you got somewhere to be. All good. Let's get your name and call on the log. Short timers only. Come now with your name and call sign.
This is Fox 5, Delta Papa X-ray, short time.
ATF.
All right. Well, net recognizes KF5 DPX. There was a perfect double there. They both said "this is," but they didn't hear each other. So the other station who was not DPX, come now, please.
This is KJ5 ATF.
All right, Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Fox. We got you there, Colleen. Thank you for checking in. Anybody else want to check in short time? Short timers only.
This is
Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Victor Juliet. This is Bill in Buda. No traffic.
This is Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Cannon, South Austin, no traffic.
This is Kilo Alpha 5 Delta, Central Austin, no traffic.
This is Alpha Golf 5 X-Ray Yankee.
All right. That sounded like a pretty good run. Kyle, KA5D, are we connected tonight?
Yeah, probably, since I'm coming in on the UT repeater.
Okay, Roger. There was some scuttlebutt on Discord to say we might not be, so I wanted to check and double-check that, make sure. But we got you, no traffic. Thanks for checking in, Kyle. Let's go to the top of the list and check in with Chris, KF5DPX. Chris, what's the news, man? How you been?
Oh, I've been all right. I haven't been doing a whole lot of radio stuff lately. Getting familiar with my motorcycle in dirt, which South Atlanta, I took it out. It was pretty fun. I decided I don't like dirt all that much, and I need to get more comfortable with it because I'll probably be riding it in Colorado at the end of June. But I did crash my motorcycle, but the crash bars saved me, and I just, when I started going over, I just jumped off the bike, and I had gear on, so I was fine. I might recheck later and could talk about that more. If I do, I'll also want to talk to Kyle about ham radios and motorcycles. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Motorcycle trip at the end of June to Colorado. Probably do some POTA stuff out there. KF5DPX, back to net.
Roger, dude. Sorry to hear about the wreck there. I hope you weren't going too fast, and sounds like you're all right. So that's what's important. But anyway, yeah, man. Good trip coming up. Get used to the dirt when you're on a motorcycle, especially if to get to Colorado, you kind of have to go through a little bit of desert to get there anyway. Unless I guess you take a roundabout way, so you might get a little dirty. But anywho, man, be careful. Glad you're all right. Hope the bike's all right, and we'll check you later on. If you can check back in, that'd be awesome. All right, moving down the list, we got let's see. Colleen checked in. Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Foxtrot ATF. Colleen, how are you?
I'm good.
What exactly have you been up to this week?
Oh, not a whole lot, actually. I'm still feeling kind of nervous about talking through this. Can you hear me pretty good?
You sound fantastic. I couldn't tell you're nervous at all. Tell us about what you did this weekend.
I didn't do a whole lot this weekend, actually. We went to, we tried to go to McKinney Falls for a Parks on the Air.
Oh, yeah. That is a fantastic place to do it, and sounds like you said you tried to. I guess you weren't too successful with it, but it's good because it's close by, and it's just a nice place, and you'll get a lot of response if you do POTA out there. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. If there's anything else you want to share before we let you go tonight?
That's all.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in. You sound great. Nothing to be nervous about. You sound like a pro. Let's see. Checking in down the list, we had Bill check in. KJ5 Alpha Victor Juliet. He checked in. No traffic. Thanks, Bill. Have a great weekend. Ken checked in as well. KI5HQT. Have a great weekend. He said no traffic. Kyle said no traffic as well. Apparently his link is up, so that's good. For those of you coming in on the KA5D system, welcome. And that leaves Randall, AG Alpha Golf 5, X-Ray Yankee, AG5XY. That's a cool call, and I don't recognize it. How you doing, Randall? What's new?
Thank you very much. I actually discovered this net on the 441.675 repeater last week, but I discovered it at like 9:30, so I didn't want to trouble with check-ins. I've had my license since 2016, spent a lot of time on HF, but found the net that I think Ernesto was running last week and decided that I would try to check in this week. Totally blind here, so NetLogger doesn't work super well, so hopefully we can figure out a way to check me in if I want to be longer time, but I thought I would at least try in the short timer portion. I think I said I spent a lot of my time on HF, but I happened to find this repeater accidentally. Back to you.
Well, thank you so much. We have quite a few blind folks in the club, and so welcome. Glad to have you aboard. And I had not heard from any of our other members that NetLogger doesn't work so good. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that a little bit closer and see what I can, if there's anything I can do about that. But anywho, yeah, man, if you can stick around till regular check-ins, we'd love to have you. Otherwise, sir, have a great weekend, and welcome to your first full Thursday Night Net, and we'll catch you later down the log. All right, guys, you're listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am Net Control. We are in the midst of short-time check-ins, and I just finished my first round, so I'll make another call. If you don't have long with us this evening and would like to check in just for the sake of getting your name and call sign on the log tonight, come on now with your name and call sign. Short-timers only, please.
This is Marshall at Kilo India 5 Yankee India Alpha, South Austin. I'm that blind person also. No traffic.
This is KB5MPJ, Kilo Bravo 5, Mike Papa Juliet, Jason in Ray's Garage.
This is KI5YIT, Andy in Liberty Hill.
Andy, is that Yankee India Papa or Tango? All right. Anybody else?
This is Kilo India 5, Sierra Tango Tango, Dave and Buda. No traffic.
We got a pretty good list going. Anybody else short-timers only? All right. Nothing heard. That's good. That means we'll have a good run during regular check-in. So let's get back up to the top of my second list here. Let's see. Where did I leave off last time? It looks like we've got Kilo India 5 Yankee India Alpha. And that was Howard. Looks like you said no traffic. Thanks for checking in, man. Have a great weekend. After that was my garage door, KB5MPJ. Jason, standing his truck in my garage. Jason, tell us what's going on, man. How you doing?
This is KB5MPJ. Pretty good now that it's cooled off a little bit out here. I'd say I've probably got, I don't know, maybe half of this done. Of the sanding out here, so yeah, I got quite a ways to go on it.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't been up to speed on this project, Jason is repainting his 2000 and something Jeep Cherokee, and it's the project's coming along good. But if you know anything about painting cars, it is a time-consuming and labor-intensive process, especially if you want to do it right, where it looks halfway decent. So. He especially is really putting his elbow grease in that thing. I've helped him out a little bit here and there, but he is really working hard on that thing. So anyway, we wish him good luck, Jason, and stay cool out there, and I'll be out there to help as soon as I can. All right, next on the list, Randy, Kilo India 5 Yankee India Tango. Randy, what's going on, man?
KI5YIT. Not much, just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hope everybody's doing well and had a fantastic week so far. Nothing ham radio related crazy going on this week. Am playing a little bit with EPSXE on Linux, trying out some old PS1 games from back in the day. Trying to muscle my way through Wild Arms 2, one that I thought was really cool as a teenager and never got the chance to finish it, so hoping to do that now. Otherwise, like I said, hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and back to Dad.
All right, Randy, roger that, man. Well, thanks for checking in from out in Liberty Hill. I heard, I was talking to somebody, I don't remember who it was recently. I think it might have been on Tuesday night during Simplex night, that I mentioned that it had been something like 15 years since I had been to Liberty Hill, and I heard that it's gotten quite a bit bigger since. I think when I was there was like an old wooden church and a post office and like a goat crossing the street, and that was about it. So I hear it's a little different these days. So anyway, thanks for checking in, and have yourself a great weekend. And hopefully, if you can stick around, we'll hear you on the other end of the the content at regular check-in. All right. That just leaves Kilo India 5 Sierra Tango Tango. That was David out in Buda. He said no traffic. Have a great weekend, David. Thanks for checking in, man. We've got your name and call on the list. And that represents the end of my short time check-in. So thanks, everybody, for checking in short time tonight. Let me get through a quick station ID, and we'll move right along with tonight's agenda. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N50AK, and you can find us at n50ak.org. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am located in South Austin, not too far from the main repeater. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm Net Control. Forgot what I was doing there for a minute. I'm Net Control, which concludes that this is in fact a controlled net. The station should refrain from transmitting until designated times, and I will surely let you know when those times are, because we'd love to hear from you here later on during regular check-ins. But before we get to that, we will get right into tonight's questions from the General Class License Pool. And let's see if KI5YLS is able to connect well enough tonight to do that for us. Cody, how are you, man? You there?
Alright, I am here, KI5YLS. They apparently got the Echo Link under control. Let me get back under control. Hold on 1 second. Let me reset.
Not a problem, man. Get yourself straightened out. We were tinkering with connections here as I was getting through short times, guys. So let's check back in with him and see if he's got things straightened out. Go ahead, sir. KI5YLS, take it away.
Alright. So, what is probably happening when the ohm meter connected across the circuit initially indicates a low resistance and then shows increasing resistance with time? Is it A, the ohm meter is defective? B, the circuit contains a large capacitor? C, the circuit contains a large inductor? Or D, the circuit is a relaxation oscillator? Opening it up for technicians.
Hey, Cody, this is K5BZI. Would you mind running through the question and the possible answers one more time for us, please?
Yeah, so what is probably happening when an ohm meter connected across a circuit initially indicates a low resistance and then shows increasing resistance with time? Is it A, the ohm meter is defective? B, the circuit contains a large capacitor? C, the circuit contains a large inductor? Or D, the circuit is a relaxation oscillator? Please come with your call sign.
This is KI5ZWV, guessing B.
Alright, anyone else?
This is
KI5VND, Matthew from Buda, and I'm going to guess B, Bravo.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor to everyone. Come with your call sign and make your guess.
KI5OBD, Bravo.
Alright, got Bravo. Anyone else? Alright, nothing heard. The correct answer was in fact Bravo. So very good on that one. And then we're gonna go with a little easy one for a second one. What is the ability to store energy in an electric field called? Is it A, inductance, B, resistance, C, tolerance, or D, capacitance? Technician, sorry.
Give us those answers one more time, Cody.
What is the ability to store energy in an electric field called? A, inductance, B, resistance, C, tolerance, or D, capacitance? Technicians, come with your call sign.
This is KI5ZWV with Delta D.
All right, got D. Delta, anyone else?
This is KI5 STT. Put me down for Alpha.
Got an Alpha. Someone going against the pack. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open it up for everyone. So if you got a call sign, come forward with your answer.
AI5HP for Delta.
All right, got a Delta. Anyone else? Nothing heard. So the correct answer was in fact Delta. So there's your questions for the night, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. And back to the net for Ray.
Give us your call sign one more time.
KI5YLS, my bad.
All good, man. It takes practice and habit forming. And thank you so very much. Those were good questions. I'd just like to throw out there for those of you who are new to tinkering with circuits, who are new to the hobby, and probably will put your hands inside a radio or some sort of electronic device at some point because you're in the hobby. You should anyway. If you ever open something up and there's got a big old can in there, it's probably a capacitor, and if it's big enough that it looks like a can, be careful with it because they do in fact hold a lot of energy and you can light yourself right up. Been there, done that. So watch out for them. Alrighty guys, this is K5BZI. My name is Ray. I am net control for the N5OAK Thursday Night Net, which you have tuned into if you've joined us late. We've done short time check-ins, and we just had a couple questions from the general class license pool, and that was pretty cool. Thank you, Cody. And now we're going to move on to tonight's news, and with news tonight we've got Scott, KI5OBD. Take it away, Scott.
K5BZI, and everybody on the N5 Oak Thursday Night Net, good evening. This is KI5OBD, deep down in Kyle, with your this week's amateur radio news. First nugget is from ARRL.org/news. Headline is The Rooster Net, for whom the rooster QSOs. On May 26, 2023, the Rooster Net will celebrate 24,000 daily sessions on 3.990 megahertz. Doug Frothingham, K2IZI, Silent Key, founded the Rooster Net on September 10th, 1957. The net has met at 6 a.m. Eastern Time every day without any interruptions since, possibly making it the longest-running amateur radio net. Besides its more than 65-year existence, the Rooster Net operates without any rules or traditional club structure. It depends upon the goodness of the amateur radio operators that make up the group and traditions they have established over the years. Roy Hook, W8REH, is the chief rooster, and he says the flock is unique. Unlike most ham groups that focus on specific areas of interest, the roosters are interested in not only every individual, but also everything ham radio, said Hook. The net opens every day of the week with a different net control team and a brief description of the net by the control operator. Open to all properly licensed amateurs, Everyone wants to hear what you have to say, even if your work schedule or other circumstances don't allow you to stay and listen for the whole duration of the net. Hook says there is one common question he answers frequently about the net. Where does the net operate from? I describe it as an area bounded by the Atlantic Ocean on the east and wherever 75-meter propagation permits at 6 a.m., said Hook. A typical morning check-in list has 50 to 60 roosters from all over the globe, from Canada to Florida, west to Tennessee, Ohio, Michigan, and beyond. Occasionally, roosters in Puerto Rico, South America, Arizona, and Montana have checked in. Roosters flock to many national ham radio events and attend an annual picnic of their own to meet with their friends. During a time when rapidly changing interests, technologies, and diversity in amateur radio seem to divide organizations, the roosters welcome all interests and personalities in order to bring the community closer together. Even more diverse than their geography is the backgrounds of the group. School teachers, aerospace engineers, telecommunication engineers, mechanical engineers, and highway workers only begin to define more than 1,500 official roosters. Hook says roosters like to say that celebrating traditions is the key to longevity. The rooster net is certainly not for everyone, especially if some good-natured joking among friends bothers you. But on any day, you will likely hear an educational discussion on something from an infinite list of rooster interests. DX, CW, repeaters, digital operating, contesting, astronomy, amateur ham equipment, or antique ham equipment, cooking, golf, antique and modern cars, remote station control, pro sports, fishing, gardening, railroading, airplanes, operating and building model railroads and airplanes. They left out rockets. Hunting and military history and experiences. To become an official rooster, there is a crow-in procedure, on-the-air initiation once you have checked in 20 times within 90 days between 6 and 7 a.m. You have to convince a group of judges that you can follow instructions and really crow like a rooster. Whether an official rooster or not, everyone is welcome to participate by visiting www.rooster-net.org. Hook notes, I guarantee tomorrow at 6 a.m. the rooster will crow on 3.990 megahertz. If you missed the 24,000 celebration, don't worry. The 25,000 celebration will be on February 19th, 2026. These next nuggets come from Amateur Radio Newsline, arnewsline.org. First headline is West Bengal amateurs reconnect family after 10 years. It took 10 years for a woman in India to find her way back to the family she left behind when she married. An early marriage and separation from her family kept Rubina Begum apart from her family in Bengal for more than a decade. With the help of police and the West Bengal Radio Club, the relatives have found one another again. According to reports in the Times of India and the Millennium Post, the National Commission for Women, a government entity that advocates for women, had been trying to assist her in tracing the family she had lost touch with after marrying into a Kashmiri family at the age of 14. The media reports said that the woman, who is now 24 years old, was originally brought to the Baramulla sector in Jammu and Kashmir to be married because her father was unable to bear the expense of raising 4 children at home. That's not funny. The woman's brother, Hassan Ali Sheikh, told the Times of India that in the ensuing years they believed she was lost to them forever. But he spoke with her at long last on Wednesday, May 3rd, after the Women's Commission contacted state police who reached out to the Hams in West Bengal. The club has a long track record of facilitating such reunions. After contacting the woman with the phone number provided, the club secretary, Ambarish Nagbiswas, BU2JFA, reached out to a colleague proficient in Hindi and Kashmiri, and details of her story finally emerged. Her brother is expected to travel and bring her home to Bengal soon to be with the family that she has missed so much. Nice story. AMSAT's President's Club releases commemorative coin. AMSAT supporters who are deepening their commitment to amateur radio and space by joining the President's Club, have a special commemorative coin that says, "Thank you." The AMSAT President's Club has released its commemorative coins for 2023, with this year's coin marking the 40th anniversary of the launch of the AMSAT Oscar 10 satellite. The German amateur radio microsatellite took to the sky from French Guiana aboard an Ariane 1 rocket on June 16, 1983. According to the AMSAT-DL website, the star-shaped satellite had an elliptical orbit that made it possible for radio communications of several hours' duration to take place around the world. Members of the AMSAT President's Club will be receiving the coin along with other recognition, including mention in the AMSAT Journal. The President's Club is an annual membership organization, and each year's 2-inch metal coin honors a different Oscar satellite. Visit amsat.org and look for details about the President's Club. This is KI5OBD, but I'm not done yet. Let's see. This next nugget is not directly related to ham radio, but I know this club is chock full of nerds, so you guys will love it. Headline is, "Researchers create thinner, denser computer chips." Denser and more powerful computer chips may soon be possible thanks to findings in a laboratory at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Researchers there have developed a means of working with 2D materials so slender that they are no more than 3 atoms thick. By layering them atop a fully fabricated silicon chip, they are able to create a denser integration. According to the MIT News website, this low-temperature growth and fabrication technology does not result in damage to the chip. Damage was a major concern during previous attempts to achieve this integration atop a silicon CMOS wafer because the process customarily requires temperatures of 600 degrees Celsius. Temperatures above 400 degrees Celsius could cause the transistors and circuits to break down. It sounds mighty hot. The news website also reported that this technology reduces the growth and integration process of an 8-inch wafer from more than a day to less than an hour. A shortened growth time is seen by researchers as particularly attractive for industrial fabrications because of its efficiency. Researchers also said they want to explore the use of this process for such flexible surfaces as textiles, polymers, or papers, raising the prospect of integrating semiconductors into clothing, paper notebooks, or other everyday items. And in the world of DX, be listening for Harold, DF2WO, on the air as NX2AW from Rwanda until the 15th of May. Harold will be using CW, single sideband, and the digital modes on the HF bands at 6 meters. QSL via M0OXO's OQRS. Look for Peter, M1PTR, Tom, M0DCG, and Curon, M5KJM on the air from Great Basket Island, IOTA number EU007, using the call sign EJ6KP/P until the 18th of May. They are using single sideband on the HF bands during local daylight hours. Check QRZ.com for QSL details. For Giorgio, IU5HWS, using the call sign 5UA99WS from Niger until the 15th of June. He will be on 40 through 10 meters using FT8 and SSB, QSB via Log of the World, or via EA5GL. You have until May 31st to log the special event call sign BI2023HRH in Australia. Members of the Wireless Institute of Australia are calling QRZ with that call through the end of the month to celebrate the coronation of King Charles III of England. QSL via the operator's instructions. And our last nugget. Coffee-loving ham works Java, but it's not DX. For many of us, there's nothing better than working DX or calling CQ in a contest while sipping on a fresh hot cup of coffee. But what if that coffee was known as Ham Shack House Blend, Key Up Cowboy, or Morse Code Mocha? Steve Eilers, W3BIZ, believes we can have our ham radio and drink it too. Early in 2023, Steve began the Homebrew Coffee Company, combining his love for coffee with his love for ham radio. This coffee is not someone else's brand that he relabeled, but his own original coffee blends that are roasted and shipped the same day, no matter the propagation. He is an entrepreneur who takes his business seriously. We source our beans from Bali, Peru, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, you name it. Ethically sourced beans, fair trade, that's a huge thing for me, is to make sure we're doing it right. These people are getting compensated for their farms and everything's fair, said Steve. His blends are made to resonate with a variety of tastes, from a donut shop style to a dark Italian roast or something with a French vanilla or mocha flavor. All these and more await you at homebrewcoffee.com. It sounds like a commercial. When he's not making coffee, you can find Steve hunting POTA, chasing DX, rag chewing, or operating Skywarn and Aries in Kent County, Michigan. And, of course, drinking coffee. Coffee is not what OBD is drinking tonight. That's it for Ham Radio News. This is K5BZI and the N5ONet. This is KI5OBD, throwing it back to net control.
All right, Scott, thank you so much, man. There's not a whole lot of coffee in my bourbon drink over here either, by the way. Thank you so much. Those were really cool stories, and I'm gonna throw it out there and see if anybody wants to make a bet on how many times he pre-read the story about the Indian woman making contact back home. I bet he didn't. And I love stories like that, because like halfway through when you start realizing all the names and words you have to pronounce, you start to think in the back of your mind, man, well, I should have pre-read this. I maybe would not have even picked this story. Man, I've been there. Good times. You did good though, man. You worked your way through it, and it was fun to listen to. And by the way, that story about the net, man, the rooster net, dude, that is a long time for a net to go, and I am definitely going to have to check those guys out. Thanks for sharing that. And I don't know, give me a nod. Do you still have them up there? Do you have that story about the AMSAT stuff still in front of you? Because I wanted to ask you again what the AO satellite was, and you said it was launched by Arianespace in the 80s. Which one was that?
The Oscar 10 satellite. German amateur radio microsatellite took to the sky from French Guiana aboard an Ariane rocket on June 16, 1983. AMSAT Oscar 10.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I missed the designation, AO10. I don't know. I know there's a lot of SAT fans, myself included, in the club, and AO7 is the big guy that has been up there since the 70s. First of all, I was surprised to hear that Arianespace had been around since the 80s. I didn't know that. Being a somewhat recent space fan to the point where I keep up with things, probably within the last 10 years or so, I didn't realize Arianespace had been around that long. That's kind of cool. But AO7, guys, if you're not familiar, is a satellite that was launched. Amateur Oscar is what the AO stands for. And AO7 was launched in, for some reason I want to say 72, but that's the year I was born, so that's probably why I'm thinking that. I think it might have been somewhere around 76 or 78, but it could have been as early as 72. But anyway, they launched it up there. It's a big bird. It's a big guy. And it was operational for many years, and then it had a short in its battery and went silent. And the short, basically, they think eroded itself apart, and the bird came alive again. About 15 years ago, and it's still functional. When it comes over in daylight, guys, if you're into amateur radio satellite operations at all, you should definitely check out how to make contact with AO7. It's been up there for a long time, and it's so cool. I've made a couple contacts through it, and it is so cool to make a contact through that bird because it's been up there so dadgum long. So anyway, cool stuff about AMSATs. Check out AO7. Really cool story there, Scott. Appreciate that. And just good stories all the way around. Let's see. Thank you so much again for that there, KI5OBD. You are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, Thursday Night Net. Call sign N5OAK is the club, and my name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. And I am Net Control. Let me open it up real quick before we move on and see if anybody has any questions maybe about, as I did, about Scott's news stories tonight, or if anyone has any interesting news, amateur radio news that they'd like to share and like to jump in with that. I'm going to open up the floor for that real quick and see if anybody has that. Come now with the call sign if you're interested. All right. Nothing heard. We'll move on. That's cool. No, I mean that's what the news is for. Those were good news reports tonight. Enjoyed listening to it. All right, let's move on to some fox hunting news. People like to say fox news, but that's a little bit misleading. Fox hunting news. If anyone anywhere out there in the ether tonight has any updates on, I know there was a fox hunt, I believe last weekend. Maybe there might be one coming up this week. By the way, guys, if you're into fox hunting or if you'd like to join us on a fox hunt, we have a channel on our Discord server that is dedicated to fox hunts. In fact, we have one dedicated just for the maps of fox hunts. So they're a lot of fun, and they really teach you a lot about directivity and signals and antennas and all that kind of stuff. So lots of cool things happen in our fox hunt. So if you'd like to join us for one of those, or maybe if you don't know where to start, there are plenty of those within the club that have a lot of experience and would love to have a ride along. So don't be shy. Ask around and see if someone would like to take you along as a ride along, and you can learn a lot. So with that, let me open it up and see if anyone's got any updates on recent or upcoming fox hunts. Come now with your name and call sign, please.
This is November 5 Lima X-Ray N5LX. This is Sky.
Guy, take it away, my friend. Thank you for jumping in there.
Hey, Ray. I'm gonna host one this weekend. I'll post the details on Discord. I wasn't really planning on it, but Jeffrey asked, "Hey, is anybody hosting a fox hunt this weekend?" And I can't resist. I mean, if somebody's interested, I'm gonna put one out there. So definitely gonna do it now, but I'll be posting the details on Discord probably sometime tomorrow. Back to you, Ray.
All right, cool deal. Thank you so much. Let's see. Well, I should do the right thing and go check the Foxnet channel and see when the last one was. Do you happen to know when the last one was?
Yeah, we had one last week. Everybody seemed to have fun. There wasn't a big turnout, but enough to make it worthwhile for sure. I think maybe 6 or 7 people. And I think it was a good one. One of the things that was a little bit disappointing, but not a big deal, is somebody stole the logbook. One of the hunts not too long before that, the actual Fox transmitter was stolen. So we're not doing too well in that department. But my transmitters from now on will probably be just hanging in trees. So if somebody wants to steal it, it's not going to be easy.
So instead of a fox hunt, it'll be a monkey hunt.
There you go. Well, if I understand correctly, foxes actually do climb trees, to get away from predators. But yeah, a monkey hunt sounds good too. This is N5LX.
Yeah, probably better describes some of the guys in this group anyway, so that works out. All right, cool, man. Well, thank you so much. Anybody else have any other Fox news for us tonight?
K5MWA.
Take it away, Mike.
I was thinking more along the lines of fox squirrel.
I don't get it.
Type of squirrel, a fox squirrel.
Really? Never heard of it. I had never heard of a rock squirrel either until I saw one in San Marcos, and apparently they're all over Austin, and I'd lived here for 30 years and never seen one. And then, of course, I see one in San Marcos, and then like the very next weekend I see one in Austin. That's how it goes. But yeah, rock squirrels are pretty cool. If you've never seen one, they're like all gray with a black tail. Pretty cool. Anyway, all right. Anybody else got any fox hunt news before we move on? Comment. Go ahead, Randy. What you got?
Thank you, Ray. This is KC3NAG. Speaking of disappearing logbooks and transmitters, like, why can't we, like, maybe put a GPS tracker on some of that stuff, and then you get to, like, track something else?
A comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is N5LX. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, and a number of people have raised that, have brought that up on Discord, and I'm going to do it. I don't know about the other guys, but I think that's in the cards for sure.
Yeah, I used to own a bicycle shop in Philadelphia, bike theft capital of the U.S., and we put GPS trackers inside the bikes because they were always getting stolen. It was great fun.
You might want to clue us in as to how to approach that when you find it, because that's, to me, the easy part is like tracking it. The hard part is like how do you deal with somebody who stole stuff like that?
911.
Okay, well, back to you, Ray. This is N5LX. Thanks for hosting the net, by the way.
Yeah, Roger. Glad to do it, man. You know, it occurs to me listening to you guys chat that it kind of a cool thing that they stole the Fox, right? I mean, shoot, let's go find it if they ever turn it on. But no, I guess not. Anyways, anybody else before we move on have a comment about Fox Hunt News tonight? All right, nothing heard. Well, don't forget who you're listening to. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI, and I am net control for tonight's net. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday night net. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on this and the extended repeater network, all of which, the frequencies of which, you can find by checking out our website at n5oak.org, as well as tonight we are connected to the KA5D system, and you can find out all the frequencies of those repeaters by going to ka5d.com. It is a control net, meaning stations should not transmit until designated check-in or comment times. And we're going to get into regular check-ins here in just a moment, but before we do, we're going to check in with the club president, WZ5BBS. He also happens to be social events coordinator and the webmaster, and I mean, the dude wears so many hats. Hats off to him for it. Rusty, how you doing, bud?
Hey, Ray, everybody on the net. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff going on, and summer's not even here. But before we do that, we got to tell everybody about the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Trivia Net. It is every Friday at 9 p.m. However, if you've never played and you've always thought maybe it might be kind of fun, you better get in here and do it, because the Trivia Net will be coming to a close on June 23rd. Will be the last Trivia Net. We've been running for 2 years, and it has been super fun. But looks like that will be the end of it. We had 42 players last week. Last week's winner was Dave, KI5STT. He came in first place. Kent, KI5RBT, coming in second. And John, KE5RS, coming in third. The first weekend of every month we do a Okies versus the Roadies, which is the Crossroads Club. And the Okies just smeared them again, man. The Roadies haven't won one yet. It's 7-0. The elimination round, Dave, KI5STT, and John, KE5RS, made it all the way to question number 4, and then they both fizzled out there. So we're getting a little further there, trying to make these things a little bit easier so we can get further in the elimination round. But we'll see how that goes. As far as the player rankings, Alan, KB5VKP, in the number 1 spot for the overall Trivia Net. Aaron, AI5HP, coming in second, and Kent, KI5RBT, coming in third. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. Bingo starts at 8:30, so you got something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. To check out player rankings, net stats, net logs, anything that you want to know about the Friday Night Trivia Net, head over to n5oak.org and click on the Trivia Net tab. As far as official club business, we're going to turn this over to Ernesto, KI5PZN, He's going to tell you what all the club is up to and what we got coming up. Ernesto, are you there, sir?
Thank you, Rusty, and thank you, Ray, for running the net. It's KI5PZN. Yes, we have on May, the weekend of the 19th, that's not this weekend, it's the following weekend, from the 19th to the 21st, we'll have the Johnson City Fox Hunt, so keep that in mind if you are interested in that. That should be a fun one, Johnson City. And then also that weekend on the 20th, we'll have the Johnson City Lunch, and that's at 1 p.m. at El Agave Restaurant in Johnson City. On May the 27th is the next in-person test at the Hawson branch of the Austin Public Library, and that's on Exposition Boulevard and Bowman. That's the corner of Exposition and Bowman. And then the next one, that's on the 27th, and then the next one will be on June the 10th in the same place. So go to N5OAK and check the Discord group, and we have a channel on the Discord server for the testing, so go and check that out. Another thing is the Summer Field Day that's coming up on June the 23rd. So if you are interested in that, let's start making plans for that. And a reminder, we had this last Saturday, the KLBJ Amateur Radio Club had their first Saturday morning net at 10 a.m. and that was on the 146.940 repeater. And eventually we're going to hook it up to the Oak and the University link repeater system to have that at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. Go and say hi to the guys at KLVJ. Reminder also, every Saturday morning at Waterloo Ice House, we have breakfast at 8 a.m. That's on Burnett Road, just south of 183, and I hope I'm not forgetting anything here. So that's it for now. This is KI5PZN, back to net control.
All right, Rusty, got anything else?
No, sir. I think that does it all. The hubs, everybody knows the hub is down for a little bit, and we'll be getting that back up to normal. So until then, you might see some weirdness. But other than that, everything's good to go, and we will see you all tomorrow for the Friday night Trivia Net. Thanks for running the net tonight, Ray. We'll hopefully see you on the net tomorrow. K5BZI, WZ5BBS. Back to net control.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Let me open it up, see if anyone has anything for you or Ernesto, what you guys brought up tonight. Anybody have any questions or comments? Come down with your call tonight.
A5D.
Go ahead there, Kyle.
My question is for Rusty. What inspires the closure of the trivia of the game?
Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. It's been fun, but, I've done it for 2 years, and the end of our software license is coming up the end of June. So it was just kind of a good place to stop. It's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. And I started this during COVID when nobody had anything to do on Friday, and so now that stuff's going on Friday, it's just kind of like time to go do something else. So we'll shut down the Trivia Net and we'll start something else, I'm sure, because I'm fidgety like that. But it's bittersweet. I love doing it, and the group of people hanging out on Friday night, it's a super good group. But it's just kind of time for something new, man.
Understood. Well, you've done a real bang-up job of hosting that for so long, and that's really awesome. So thanks for everything that you've done. KE5D, back to net.
Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that.
It's so true. If you guys have never joined the Trivia Net, 40 players, it's crazy. It's a lot of fun. Rusty just does a great job of hosting. You don't even have to really be near a radio. I've played it, in a loud bar before on my phone. You don't have to download anything. It's all a web-based app. You can go to the website at n5oak.org and click on the trivia tab, and just the game loads from there on a browser, any sort of phone, tablet, you name it. But of course, it's a lot more fun and entertaining if you can join with the radio as well. So definitely go check it out before it ends. It's going to be missed, I'm sure, and maybe it might get, popular demand will bring it back. We'll see. But anyway, go check it out. All right. Well, that wraps up. Well, let me ask you one more time if anyone has anything else. I checked in Kyle. I asked, and Kyle jumped in there, so maybe someone else has something else for us tonight. If anyone else has anything to say about the things that Ernesto and Rusty brought up, come on now with your call sign. All right, nothing heard. Right on. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, Rusty. Thank you, Ernesto. And y'all have a great weekend as well. And I will see what I can do about jumping in tomorrow night. All right. Don't forget that this is, in fact, the N5OAK Thursday Night Net. We are the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. It's Control Net. My name is Ray, K5BZI. I am Net Control. We're going to jump on into regular check-ins. This is the meat and potatoes, guys. This is the good time. This is where we get to chit-chat and talk about projects and talk about radios and talk about cars and whatever else. Brag about, gear that you've just acquired or about to acquire, or maybe you just upgraded your license. We'd love to hear about it. Don't forget that you don't have to be a club member to join us during our regular check-ins. In fact, any licensed amateur radio operator is encouraged to do so. Let's see. What else? Let me remind you to not to try to avoid topics of religion or politics. That just muddies the waters. We're here to have a good time and brag pretty much and ask questions. Again, let me remind you that the folks that join us on Nets on Thursday nights, there's a lot of them, and the wealth of knowledge collectively is mind-blowing. So there's definitely going to be an answer if you have a question, especially if it pertains to the amateur radio hobby or electronics in general, really, on this net. So keep that in mind as the net goes on, and definitely bring up topics that relate to the hobby or otherwise if you have a question about them, because you'll probably get that question answered, or at least a conversation going that we'll all enjoy pitching into. If you really want to get us started, you got a group of ham radio operators, talk about how well grounded your shack is. That'll definitely start a conversation. I see smiles already. Oh, and don't forget, speaking of smiles, you can join us in a video. Join us all in the shack. There's 6 of us. On Discord, Thursday Night Net video channel. You don't actually have to have a live camera to join us. You feel free to join and lurk. We do have a lurker there. Hello, Abraham. Abe, WB5EKG, is there without a camera. That's all right. Nothing wrong with lurking. I am online streaming, so you can join me in the shack. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like to join me as I check folks in, you can see my log online at by downloading a free piece of software from the interwebs called NetLogger. Netlogger.com is the website. Install it, click the big blue button that says Select Net, and look for OHARC Thursday Night Net, and you can follow along as I check folks in. I think that's about all. So let me welcome KB5MPJ into the shack. He just joined me here in the shack. So hello, Jason. He blew the breaker in the garage, so that explains it. All right, well, the shed didn't go down, so the net's continuing on, so that's good news, folks. All right, well, let's go on right into regular check-ins for the Oak Hill Thursday Night Net. If you'd like to check in tonight, don't forget to say this is and let it drop to check and make sure you're not doubling with somebody. Other than that, come on now with your name and call sign. Keep them coming, by the way, guys. I can keep up.
This is Kilo India 5, Foxtrot Tango Yankee, Lou in Northwest Austin.
This is K5MWA, Mike in Oak Hill.
This is
KI5NOK, Anderson, down yonder.
This is KI5 YLS, Cody in Fort Hood.
All right, we got KI5 YLS. What was the other call? Go ahead.
This is AI5JT, Rick in Highland.
This is AI5HP, Alpha India 5 Hotel Papa, Aaron in Buda with no traffic.
This is
AG5XY, Randy in Northwest Austin.
This is Alpha Charlie 5 Golf, Philip, no traffic.
This is N5NEN off Cuernavaca.
This is
KI5 OBD, Scott and Kyle.
This is Alpha Golf 5 X-Ray Yankee, Randy in Northwest Austin.
All right. We got quite a list there, so let me start at the top of the list with, look like Lou, KI5FTY, Frank Tango Yankee. Lou, what's going on with you this week, man? How are you?
Hey, Ray. Thanks for taking the time to do the net. Really appreciate it. Same as last week, my update, except I've been working on a Doppler direction finder with built-in HT, and finally have an MVP of my software done, and been just on the breadboard getting it all talking to the radio module, and it's looking pretty good. So I've got something that's at least I can talk to the HT module from the SP32. So that's about it for me. Oh, I did get my VE credentials in the mail today from ARRL. So other than that, it's been a good week.
Right on, man. Congrats on being officially a VE. That's really cool. You know, I really kudos to you guys who do that. I don't know. I've got so many other points of interest in the hobby that I don't know if that's going to be one of them anytime soon. It may be eventually, but in the meantime, I'm a little busy for that. But kudos to you guys who are doing that, and kudos to those in the club that are making that happen. For those of you who don't know, the club is actually starting to do testing during our meetings, and it's been a huge undertaking, and there's been plenty of folks who have donated tablets to that cause, and plenty of folks in the club who have gone out of their way to become BEs to make that happen. So thank you so much for that, and to those who are doing that. All right, let me open it up and see if anyone's got anything to say or any comments about what you brought up there, Lou. Guys, we've got KI5FTY here. Will this come now with your call sign, please? Nothing heard. Thanks for checking in, Lou, man. Have a great weekend, and stick around. We are just getting started tonight. Next on my list is Mike, K5MWA. Mike with attitude. Tell us how your weekend's been, buddy. How are you?
Well, hey, Ray. It's K5MWA, and good evening to everybody. Well, I'm not going to talk about how well my shack is grounded, but I will mention that my shack is grounded, and it wasn't yesterday because a friend that was visiting with me was here, and I took him out and showing him the antenna stuff, and his eyes were amazed, and I looked down, and both my ground leads were the block that attached to the ground rod was gone. My lawnmower guy had hit it, and I don't know where it went. So I got it hooked back up, so yes, I am grounded now. It's been busy. Well, it's been slow at work. I've just been going back to work and plugging back into bits and pieces of life after the things that went on the last few weeks here. And let's see, been getting on the radio a little more lately. I'm going to let it drop for a second. And let's see, today and yesterday, I snagged on 10 meters Ross Biga down in New Zealand. I've heard him on a number of times. If you ever hear him on, you'll recognize his voice, and this is the first time I've ever gotten him, and I got him 2 days in a row. Got Germany on 15 meters today, and got Bulgaria on FT8. Oh, got Lebanon on FT8 the other night on 20 meters. So, I'm getting back and playing around a little. So anyway, back to net, unless anybody has anything they want to say.
Man, I'm wondering if the lawn guy picked up that brass block inside the blade of the mower. I hope not. That's funny. Well, glad you caught it, man, especially with the weather we've been having lately, and that's important to have that grounding. I've got some decent grounding in the shack here, but definitely is not as good as it should be. So anywho, glad that you are safe again, at least in that regard, and glad work is not just slamming you. That's good. It's good to ease back into it. And good on you for the DX stuff, man. 10 and 15, that's good. That's kind of been my new go-to, honestly. 10 and 15 when I get out here in the shack. It's been so good lately. And those are bands that I historically, since I really got heavy back in ham radio, I haven't really used all that much. So it's been kind of fun to use that part of my radio again. All right, guys, Mike's here, K5MWA. Come down and say hi if you'd like to.
Yeah, 5OBD.
Cut.
Howdy, Mike. Good to see you in the chat, and good to hear you on the radio. You've been in my thoughts and prayers, and so you're looking good. And yeah, my yard guy has gotten the weed or too close to my ground connections too. They're all still grounded, but he frayed some of my braids a bit, and yeah, kinked them up. But so now they're not as pretty. But yeah, so yeah, I feel your pain. Cat 5 OBD, back to that.
I said it out loud, and I looked over and I saw Mike lip the same thing. Cool, man. Anybody else got anything for Mike tonight? All right, I guess it's better to have your braid frayed than your brain fried, so that'll work. Thanks for checking in, Mike. You are looking good. Glad to see you, man. And we look forward to you on Tuesday nights. All right. By Tuesday nights, guys, what I'm talking about is the Tuesday night Southside Simplex. It's a 2-meter simplex night that we do every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on 146.555. 555. 146.555 FM Simplex Tuesday nights. Come check us out. All right. Next on my list is Anderson KI5NLK. And Anderson has joined us on video tonight as well. I can see just the tips of his flight sim yoke, so he's probably flying somewhere tonight. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Ray. KI5NLK here. Yep. Playing with the flight simulator. I've been doing like these little video courses, and you kind of like train to fly planes. I'll never actually do it, but it's fun to pretend. I did all the medical stuff, sent it in, and I'm waiting for them to come back to me and say, no, man, you can't do that. But yeah, just, horsing around, enjoying the net. Thanks for running and all that stuff.
Yeah, roger that, dude. So you've actually submitted your medicals for approval to actually not approach is not the word I'm looking for, pursue an actual pilot's license? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean that's true. Because I have the type 1 diabetes, they're probably going to shoot me down. But I did the test, and then they said, hey, you can't just do all that. You need to also give us additional information. So I gave them a bunch of additional, like, here's my last 3 medical visits. Here's an eye doctor thing, all this sort of stuff. And I have a feeling they're still gonna shoot me down, so to speak. But no way to know until you try it, right? And then if it turns out bad, I can look back and go, all right, I tried.
You keep saying "shoot me down." I think that's probably the wrong phrase to use when we're talking about a pilot's license, but I get it. But good luck with that, man. That's awesome. As much as I enjoy playing the game myself, Flight Simulator, I like my adult beverages a little too much to ever get my own pilot's license. I don't think that'll ever happen. I couldn't trust myself in the air like that. But anywho, well, good luck, dude. That sounds cool. And it's good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. We're going to have to make one of these social get-togethers and have some FaceTime here sooner than later. All right, guys. Anderson's here. KI5NLK is with us. Come say hi.
K5MWA.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Anderson. Haven't seen you in a long time.
Hey, man. Yeah, I haven't been on in a long time. Work's been crazy, so I've kind of been slacking, like I know everybody does sometimes. But I was extra slacky for the past month here, basically. But it's good to hear from you and say hi to you, and be on the net and all that stuff.
Had a busy month myself.
Anybody else want to say hi to Anderson? KI5NLK.
CBS.
Go ahead, Rusty.
You're a jerk. Love you.
Hey, Rusty, you're a jerk too.
If you're Shaq, man, your background is different.
No, my shack is grounded, but my shack's not grounded in the way y'all are talking about. My shack's just terrible and acts all terrible and deserves to be put into a corner. No, same thing. I just moved some of my junk around and I got a crummier camera. I put the other camera somewhere else, so I think it's just fuzzy. It looks different.
Digging the pile of stuffed animals. That's cool. All right, anybody else? Thank you for Anderson tonight in his Lion. KI5NLK is with us.
KI5YLS.
Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Anderson, so I was curious, nice playing the line there. I was curious, your flying setup right there in front of you, the little sticks, how much did something like that cost you? Because I used to do Flight Simulator, the game, when I was in high school. I did 2 years of Air Force Junior ROTC, and the instructor would always turn on Flight Simulator to teach us how to fly the planes and stuff like that. And he had one of those. And man, I used to love those days because just like in any other class when it was a movie day, you knew you were going to do absolutely nothing the whole class because you just got the Flight Simulator. So it was like a movie day. But I thought about getting a little setup like that for, cause I want to just for fun, get back into Flight Simulator and stuff like that. So what's the price market on one of them things? Back to you.
To hear from you, Cody. So I will tell you, the stuff isn't always cheap, but your buddy Ray there, he's got some of the same stuff, and I think he'll tell you that what he's got works really well. And what I've got is this Turtle Beach thing. So I don't know why I specifically picked this one. I think it was the trim wheel, but I think they run like $350, something like that. I mean, they're not cheap, but it's one of those buy once, cry once type things. And I actually, I probably would say I would have probably preferred this one or there's like a honeycomb one or a honey something one, and it's like $300 also. But the cheaper ones you can't turn them like 180 both ways, which is odd, but not the end of the world.
Yep. As a flight sim experienced person, I would say that if you have to turn that yoke 180 degrees, you're probably on the verge of a crash anyway. Feel free to, one of these weekends when I got you over here, by the way, which should be soon because I need some help building the fence, I will pull the flight sim gear out and let you play around with it, and man, we can talk. I'll give you the 411 on how all that works, man. That you can come across stuff cheaper. The good stuff. Anderson's got the good stuff. I've got the cheap junk, but it works, and you can get by with it. All right, let's see if anybody else has anything for Anderson tonight. KI5NLK's here with us, guys.
KA5D.
Go ahead, Kyle.
So yeah, Anderson, good to see you on, and I was watching you move that yoke around, and the limit by which you move that thing is actually accurate for a yoke on a Cessna. I got about 200 hours in a Cessna, and that's all the farther you want it to move anyway, so you're doing all right. Back to net.
That's kind of what I was thinking, man. If you got to move it any further than that, man, you're in trouble. I'm pretty sure my yoke will move that far. Anybody else got anything for Anderson tonight?
WA, one more question.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Anderson, have you taken your written for your private yet?
Well, that's what I was talking about. Those little, the little videos. I signed up for bought one of those Sporties courses where they'll do like your written endorsement. But I have a feeling I'm gonna end up having to do that like anywhere anyway. If I go to a ground school type, like a flight school place, they're gonna say you got to do ours and pay us more money. So it's probably it'll be one of those things I do and go, it's cool, I learn more, but I'll still have to end up doing a ton of stuff for it. So no, I haven't taken it yet, but I'll get there.
I took my written back in like 1990 or something, but I never did get enough flight hours. I think I got about 30 or 40 flight hours, and then I started school to learn how to be a mechanic instead, and never finished. So, but I've been through it and passed it. So, back to net.
Roger. Yeah, Jason just went back to the garage. He told me, he said, I'm gonna get back to it. I know where the breaker I blew was, and he goes, geez, I think by now I've got about as much time sanding that daggum car as Kyle has in a Cessna. So but he's about halfway there. He's getting there. All right, let's see if anybody else has anything else for Anderson before we let him go tonight. KI5NLK. All right, nothing heard. Anderson, man, good to see you. Good to hear you, man. Have a great weekend, and good luck. I think you'll be fine, man. I'm curious if they deny you because of the diabetes, but I'm sure you'll get by there. All right, let me remind you guys, this is the N508K Thursday Night Net. I'm Ray. K5BZI is my call sign. I am Net Control. We're in the middle of regular check-ins. And the next one on my list is Cody, KI5YLS, all the way from Killeen via Echo Lake. What's going on, Bearded Wonder?
Bearded Wonder, I like that. I may have to steal that one. Use it for some places. Might be my nickname or something. Never know. I'm doing alright. It's KI5YLS. Basically taking it day by day. I'm here. Pretty much. I mean, let's see. What's been going on? Trying to get my car back on the road. That's been a headache and a half. Come to find out, we figured out that it needs transmission fluid and a new starter. Well, the problem is both of those things are almost under the vehicle, which is not easy in our driveway to get to. So, there's a little, kind of like mechanic shop on Fort Hood where we can take the class, and once we take the class, we can, lift it up on proper jacks and get underneath the car and all that stuff. So, we can do it ourselves if we want to. So, we're going to do that, and then we need to, get underneath it and stuff like that. Let me reset. Yeah, so I looked up the other day how to put transmission fluid in my car, and the only video I found multiple videos, but the one I watched, they took the tire off and stretched a really long funnel under behind the tire just to get the transmission. I was like, are you kidding me? All that to put transmission fluid? Why can't it be like the oil under the hood, you know? But no, it's got to make my life difficult, right? And then on top of that, the starter is literally bottom of the car, so that's going to be fun. Let's see, what else is going on? Other than that, not a whole lot's been going on. Been chilling around the house, making TikToks, making YouTube videos, making all that content stuff like always. Also, I haven't told you this yet, Ray, because me and you have been kind of in contact a little, but I've thought about opening a YouTube channel under my call sign and doing a bunch of ham radio stuff. Let me reset again. And if it's okay with Rusty and Ernesto and the board members, I want to start recording or live streaming like AI5HP, I think it is, does, the nets that I can attend, of course. And basically just want to do like a whole YouTube channel based around me making radio contacts, me going to, I don't know, events like Field Day or POTA and stuff like that. And basically, I don't know, I'm on a binge right now where I just want to make as many YouTube channels as possible and work on them and try to make a bunch of content and see if one of those mini YouTube channels take off, you know. So yeah, I had that idea and I thought about doing it. But yeah, I don't think anything else is really going on that I can think of. Not a whole lot. I know there's probably more that I can't think of right now, but I'll come across it later on. But till then, back to net.
All right, well, that sounded like quite a bit to me, man. Good luck on the YouTube channels. That sounds pretty cool. There's quite a bit of content out there with ham radio's theme, and you can always use more because there's different perspectives, and there's a whole lot to the hobby, and I think that'd be good, man. I think we've had AI5 Alpha's been streaming our nets online forever now. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but definitely a good idea always whenever you're going to be using club content to run it through by the board first. I'm sure we would appreciate that. So that's a good idea. And on the car, man, if you've got access to a shop, man, that's awesome. I didn't even know that. I might even take you up on that. I might come take that little. By class, I assume they have a safety course you got to take before they'll let you use it, man. And hey, I might come take it myself while you guys are there and take advantage of that. That'd be nice to have a lift once in a while. Cool. Well, good luck with the car, man. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I know I'm not too close, but if you guys get in a jam, I'd be glad to help. And I'm not surprised to hear about what it takes to put transmission fluid in that thing. Modern cars are crazy these days. Right on, man. Well, good luck with it. Let me open it up, see if anyone else has got anything for you here. KI5YLS is here via Echo all the way from Killeen, Texas, Fort Hood. He actually lives on base in Fort Hood, guys. If you'd like to come in and say hi, come down with your call sign.
N5NES.
Go right ahead, sir.
The shop on price is good. Hadn't it been for the shop at Fort Howard back when, I'd have never been able to cut off the rocker arms and push rods out of the cylinders where the valve springs broke to get my 8-cylinder running on 5 so I could get to Carmel for some fun. So get over to that shop and get your car fixed. Over.
Sounded like he had a hard time hearing you. He's on the Echo link. What he said, Cody, was that he took advantage of base shop for himself in the past to get his car running so he could get to a show. So he advises that you take advantage of it, and I agree.
Heck yeah. I totally plan to. I think me and my mom are both going to take the class because if she needs to work on her car at all, then she's got the class done. She doesn't have to worry about it because I'm guessing you need to take it like once a month or every other month or that kind of stuff or whatever. I'm not too sure. I'd have to get the details. But once you take the class, I think it's like $10 an hour to use the shop. That's it, and or something like that. I'd have to get the details, but yeah, I plan to fully because it's nice. You've got either the option of you either got the option of doing it yourself or you got the option of getting someone from the shop to do it for you. So you've got both options if you need it. And so, yeah. And so for what Pat said in the Discord, W5WTH, I saw what he said. Transmission fluid, basically because I'm low on transmission fluid, when I throw my car in drive, it won't go forward at all. It just goes backwards. And I start rolling backwards. I can't go drive, I can't go forward, and it just, yeah. It's not wanting to work at all. So, yeah, that's always fun. Back to net.
Yeah, Roger, that's interesting that they will do it for you. I'm curious what the cost is on that. We'll have to look into that because, shoot, man, if it's cheap enough, heck, I'll just bring my truck up there and let them fix the little stuff that needs fixing. Right on, man. Well, that's good to know. Anybody else have anything for Cody tonight? KI5YLS is here.
KC3, NAG.
Go ahead, Randy. Floor is yours.
Hey, Cody. I just have a question for you. Where'd the oil go to if it's not in the transmission? You might want to look around and see if there's sometimes there's like a little oil pan on the bottom of those where the gasket might be leaking, or maybe there's a seal someplace. Look around and see where the oil's going because that might be an issue, might not be. Back to you, Cody.
Hey Randy, what's going on? Or AKA my fellow Winter Field Day buddy. God, I hope it's not. I really hope that all I need is just some transmission fluid, because if that's the case, that's going to be a lot cheaper. Because if I need to start tearing into the transmission and stuff like that, that is some heavy green that I don't necessarily make right now. So that's annoying. But I will definitely keep that in mind and look out for that. But yeah, I'm hoping just if I put some transmission oil in it and put a fresh starter in it, that she'll run just fine for me. I'm praying because God, that would be nice. But I mean, if I got to go deeper than that, I got to go deeper than that. But I'm hoping that's all it needs. Back to you, Randy.
Yeah, okay, Cody. I used to do a lot of work like that when I was young, and seen a lot of stuff. But anyway, hey, best wishes. I'm going to turn it back to Ray, KC3, NAG.
Well, I'll just have to say that my 72 Chevy leaves plenty of red artwork on my driveway from the transmission leak that it's got. So, that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, anybody else got anything for Cody tonight before we let him out? Go. KI5YLS is here with us. All right, nothing heard. Well, good luck, Cody, man. Again, let me know about Saturday, and let me know if there's any way I can help out. Never be shy to throw me a text message if you've got a question when it comes to that car stuff. And I will definitely be following up with you on how I can get access to that shop. All right, next on my list is Rick out in Leander, AI5JT. Rick, what's new with you, man?
Hi, Ray. Let's see, what's new? Trying to figure out what to do for Mother's Day. So I'll leave that as an open question for the net. Back to you.
Wow. Well, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I actually laughed today because I got an email from O'Reilly Auto Parts. And the title, oh gosh, I got to pull it up. What was the title of that email? Unique and Practical Gifts for Mom from O'Reilly Auto Parts. I think Mom would probably not be too appreciative if I bought her a case of 40-weight oil for Mother's Day, but there are probably better options. Let's see what the club has to say. Guys, we've got Rick here. AI5JT is with us if anyone's got any recommendations for Mother's Day.
KI5YLF.
Go ahead, Cody.
Well, living with my mom and grandma, I should be an expert on this because I live with two women that are practically moms to me. So, honestly, I would say just like, I know it sounds cheesy, but just some. I usually get them like flowers and chocolate. This year, we had our Mother's Day yesterday, and literally all we did is we had a bunch of chips and dip and played dominoes, and we played the Wii bowling, and we just played a bunch of games, and of course I kicked their butt and everything, but that's beside the point. But we basically just had a day where it was everyone, no phones, no computers, no electronics, and we just sat down, played dominoes, played Wii bowling, and played everything, and ate finger foods, and just chilled for the day. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I would say.
That sounds awesome. One thing we were thinking about was just cooking a couple of meals for Mom and the family, and, just let her take a break. Back to the net.
You know, I wanted to comment. One thing that Cody said there that I thought was pretty important was turning the phone off. You know, like no digital, no social media, just a little dominoes and some meal and some true person to person time. I think that's probably the most important part. You know, and a lot of people forget how important that is these days. And I think that's good advice. Cool. Thanks, Cody. Anybody else got anything for Rick? Any Mother's Day recommendations? Come now with your call sign, please. Well, you can never go wrong with flowers, chocolates. They love all that stuff. As cheesy as it seems for us guys, they really do appreciate it. And so yeah, you can never go wrong with that. And I really do like that idea, turning the social media off and just making it a personal night. That's cool. Thank you, Cody, for that advice. And thank you, Rick, for jumping in there, man. I appreciate it. Have a great Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to everybody else listening as well. And so we'll move right along down to, next on my list was No Traffic. That was Aaron out in Buda, AI5HP, checked in. Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend and a great Mother's Day, and we'll catch you later on down the log. And after Aaron checked in, we had a recheck from Randy, AAG5XY. Randy, what's going on, man? Come on in there and tell us what you've been up to.
Thanks. Sorry, I think I checked in twice accidentally. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm not going to venture any Mother's Day advice, but good luck. This past week was interesting. At work, I'm an incident analyst, so I've been studying software incidents, so that's cool. Been spending a lot of time on HF. I've kind of fallen in love lately with 10 meters. That's been fun to do some DX and just kind of hit folks in general. So that's kind of been what's going on with me, and I'm happy to be a member of the net. I've been licensed since about 2016, so I guess I'm a relative newcomer. So I guess I will go back to net.
Right on, man. Are you a member of our Discord channel there?
No, I would love to join. Like I mentioned earlier, I discovered this net last week because I happened to dial this repeater into my HT. So, do I find that on the website?
Yes, sir. If you go to n5oak.org, guys, you can, on any page, actually, if you scroll down far enough on the left-hand side, there's a big purple button, and it's the button that you click to join our Discord server, and when you join us, you will be placed in a little bit of a limbo place there, but tonight's a good time to do it because there are web admins listening and watching Discord. So if you go join our Discord server right now at n5oak.org, scroll down, look for the purple button, odds are you'll get approved pretty quickly. I just want to provide your name and your call sign. We're going to assign you that as your avatar name, and then you can join us. And it's a wealth of information, by the way, guys. I mean, we have channels dedicated to every aspect of the hobby. And one of the reasons I ask is because you've mentioned that you've just really fallen in love with 10 meters. A lot of folks listening are going to roll their eyes because they know me, but I'm going to plug 11 meters, man. There's some DX on 11 meters way up there on around channel 36, 38, and you can do it cheap and easy, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're enjoying 10 meters, man, 11 is a lot of fun too. You don't even have to have a call sign. You can make one up. Radios are cheap. And it's mostly real hams up there around channel 30, up in the upper 30s on 11 meters, guys. So go check it out. I recommend it. But anywho, yeah, if you're not with us on Discord, man, go do that. We have an 11 meter channel on Discord, and it's a lot of fun too. We also, talk about HF and 10 meters and 15 of those as well. But with that, let me open it up and see if anybody has got anything else for you here tonight there, Randy. AG5XY is with us, guys. If you'd like to come in and mention, have anything for him, come on now with your name and call sign.
WA.
All right, nothing heard?
MWA.
Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Let me tell you, 10 meters is where I started when I was a tech, and I loved it too. I did all my stuff on, the first couple of years, first year, just playing on 10, and that's what got me hooked on doing HF on the other bands. And 10 is still alive. It's been noisy lately, but it's still alive.
So true, so true. Anybody else got anything for Randy tonight? All right, since there's nothing heard, I'm going to plug it one more time. I have 2 meter 440 in the camper. I do not have HF in the camper, except I do have a CB radio that does sideband, and I have talked coast to coast on channel 36 while driving the camper around, and on 10 watts, by the way, and that you can do that on sideband. So check it out. I highly recommend it. It's not just a chicken band anymore. All right, let's move on down the list to Philip was next. He said no traffic, AC5 Golf, Alpha Charlie 5 Golf. Philip checked in from out in Del Valley. Hey, Philip, have a great weekend, man. We got you on the log, no traffic. If you're still listening, appreciate you checking in, and hope you have a great Mother's Day and a good weekend. We'll catch you next time around. Next after Philip was Joseph out in Cuernavaca. November 5, November Echo November from Cuernavaca. Hey, Joe, come on in there and tell us what you've been up to.
Oh, yeah, it's N5 NEN. Go by Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, and we would like to get some 10 meter action. It has been noisy. I haven't done anything there lately, but my struggle right now has always been, since I've been trying to be a ham operator, is logging. So I finally got an update to my AC log, the N3FJP, and went ahead and got the other parts. I've been struggling with cobbling together logs, and somehow I'll have to learn how to do this. But that's the fun of the hobby, I guess. The other thing is trying to put antennas back together when they're not working well. Back to Ned.
I think you mentioned probably the most fun part of the hobby is that, and that is antennas. Antennas can be a lot of fun. They can be a hassle, of course, too. But I've always enjoyed building them myself, and but they're I mean that's an important part of it, and a really educational part too. And as far as logging goes, I'm curious. I'm guessing you're not using Logbook of the World or QRZ. I think those are the two like mainstream ones. Are you not using either one of those?
Of course, I post the Logbook of the World, but you have to log your stuff to get there. It's got to go somewhere first, and I've used a lot of different logs over the years and lost them. Computer logs, and I've been using the AC log for I guess about 3 years, and it's a good product and pretty plain. Somebody like me can handle it. I've also used for the contest the N1NM log. I like that a lot, but it's not a general log. So I think I can match that up if I'm going to do something else, and I think I can match up the FLDigi to the AC log also if I can learn how to do that. And I'm trying to learn how to post my parks on the air to the AC log. I've got 2 activations I'm sitting on right now trying to enter because I did them on paper. So it's a mess. That's the story of trying to make contacts as a ham.
Man, I feel your pain. I have done so many parks on the air. I'm a software engineer, and I actually wrote my own logging software that works pretty well for parks on the air. I'm able to use that for that, but it can be challenging to make them all talk to each other. And so I'm glad to hear that you're making progress anyway. The N3 JFP works great for contesting, as does the other one you mentioned, the N3MM or whatever. I can't remember the call of that one, but that one works. But you're right, that's more of a contesting thing, and then you still got to jump through some hoops to make it all communicate with Logbook of the World, and then Logbook of the World has its own hoops you got to jump through. I have solidified my logs with just using QRZ's logs online, and then I signed up with the connector that connects it with the Logbook of the World, so I've got both bases covered there. But I get you, man. When you're doing parks on the air, that I'm still left using my own software that I wrote for that, so that complicates things. But anyway, one of these days. It's just it's part of the hobby, you know. You got to build an antenna, you got to log things, you got to get your radios right, you got to get the grounding right. It's just part of the deal, I guess. Well, let me open it up and see if anyone's got any insight on this, guys. How do you handle your logging? Paul wants to know. We've got N5NE in here with us tonight. Come with your call sign, please.
WA.
Go ahead, Mike.
Howdy there, Joe. It's good to meet you there. I keep a couple of little spiral notebooks on my desk here, and as I see things I'm wanting to try to get, I'll jot it down, and then I'll jot the frequency down once I get them, and I'll jot down the 555 or the 59 or whatever, and that way I do kind of have a paper log of it, but then I'm also looking the same version up on QRZ at the same time, and I just go over to the tab that says log a contact, and I've been doing QRZ. Every now and then I'll download an ADIF from that, or an export from that if I want to throw it in something else, but that's how I do it, and it's been working for me. I need to connect it to Logbook of the World, but I haven't bothered to get an account yet.
Got any comment for that, Paul?
Yeah, please go ahead and sign up for Logbook of the World. It's actually pretty good, and sometimes you have to wait a long time for some of those distant stations to finally post their logs, but I'm finally beginning to build up something that's real, and I want to tell you, I lost almost all of my Losper contacts when I was living in Honolulu, and because of computers and failures and this, that, and the other, and I just, plus I got it now. I got to get back put my old false on because DX. I got to renew it on my Book of the World so I can put some of the paper ones I finally found to put back on there. It's a mess, but I guess if I'm trying to be real and help other people with their contacts, I need to do that. Over.
Yeah, I'd like to just throw out there too, Mike. I finally bit the bullet and got all the Logbook of the World stuff going, and once I did, it was actually pretty easy to connect it to QRZ there, Mike. So once you get that done, it's a done deal, and it's literally just a button push and it syncs them all. So yeah, I held out for the longest time with Logbook of the World, but once I got it going, and I was able to sync it real easy with QRZ, and it's just a button push once. You can go for months logging in QRZ. It sounds like you do it the same way I do. You can go for months logging in QRZ and then just one day just push a button. It'll just push them all over for you, so that's pretty cool. All right, anybody else got anything for Paul tonight? N5NEN is here with us. All right, nothing heard. Paul, thanks for jumping in here tonight, man. You sounded good from out in Cuernavaca. What repeater are you coming in on?
I'm on the Oak because I'm not so far away from that.
Yeah, Roger. I kind of figured. Cuernavaca, you never know, though, man. There's lots of ups and downs out in that area. Are you on a hill or are you down in the valley?
Well, we're not far down in the valley. Not far down. Pretty close to the top of the heap, but it's a big heap up there, so who knows?
Yeah, Roger that, man. Well, you sounded good. Thanks for jumping in, man. Good to hear you. Have a great weekend and a good Mother's Day, and we will catch you next time around. All right, next on my list is Scott, KI5OBD, my newsman for tonight, and Scott's joined us on video as well. Guys, don't forget, you can join us over here on video, Thursday Night Net video channel. You don't have to have a camera. You can feel free to jump in here and lurk if you'd like. And by the way, Jason, roll that door down a little bit. You get a little extra light. All right, Scott, KI5OBD, jump in here. Scott, KI5OBD, no audio. Come try again. Scott's having technical difficulties. We're going to put a light, what do you call those? Like a test, what do they call that, Mike? It's like a test, that when they put the colors on the screen, like I can't think of the name of it. Anyhow, it looks like he might be up. Let's see. Scott, KI5OBD, come join us, man. Mike, what do you call that? It's called a, what's that? Yeah, please stand by. It's got the color bars. There's a name for that. What's it called? It's called a, there's a name for it, guys. Somebody help me out here.
How about just put a pin in it? AI5OS.
Yeah, there's a name for that thing. It's with the color bars that they put on the screen. It's called a test pattern, or test patterns. It might be what it is. Test pattern. Anyway, I was trying to kill some time to see if OBD could get his situation worked out, but nothing heard. So we're going to keep an eye on him. We've got him on video, so we know he's working on it. So we'll get him in here in a second. But in the meantime, sounded like we've got Justin with us. Justin, AI5OS. What's going on, buddy? You want to check in tonight?
Of course. Good evening, folks. Not a whole lot going on here. Just kind of getting ready. It's a Thursday night, and all is well. Coming to you from the 991, and I'm this weekend. I'm going to get some stuff together and do a little antenna experimenting. I'm going to try building an antenna. this weekend. I think I'm going to look at the W5GI mystery antenna, or I might try putting together some kind of a straight dipole here. Just play around with. And next weekend is the big one. It's going to be Operation Hex Beam Raisin. So, really looking forward to that. Getting that thing up there finally and getting that up on the roof. But good to hear you guys on, for sure. This is AI5OS.
Yeah, right on, man. Glad to hear you're going to get that hex beam up. Is that the one that you got from me?
That's the one I finally got from you.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so glad to hear you're going to get that in the air, man. Congratulations and good luck with it. Yeah, that's cool. Wow. We by the way, we've had a vision impaired representation tonight, man. I think we've had I think I've had 3 check-ins so far. So we've got a good group of blind folks tonight. That's cool. Well, right on, dude, and thanks for jumping in. Let me open it up and see if there's anybody that has anything for you tonight. Guys, we've got AI5OS here with us tonight. Justin's here from way up in the northern part of Austin. Come now if you'd like to say hi to him.
K7 TVA.
Go right ahead, TVA.
Justin, it's David. I met you last week. I'm just down the road in Sam Anderson Mill area. Just want to say good to hear you, and when you're ready to get that hex beam up, I'll be back over. So see you then, K7 TVA.
Okay, yeah, no, it'll be, if all goes well, a week from Saturday, if you're around. And I was curious about something, and I don't mean to throw this on the air, but it's more of a curiosity thing if it's doable. How hard would it be to take that leg that comes down under my end-fed, take that and kind of move that leg around and actually put that, affix that to the base of like my chimney, just to give that a little more height? I'm curious if that makes the SWR come down a little bit, or will make it a bit more broadbanded. Over.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult. That's definitely possible. It'll reach a little further, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, than the chimney. So it'll have to kind of redirect off the chimney, and then maybe the last 5 or 8 feet of it will have to go in a different direction after that. But that was how one of the legs was originally set up. There's a redirect piece of rope already on your chimney. K7 TVA.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just kind of curious, what that would do, and that's okay as long as it's not hitting the roof. I'm just wondering that might. It works good, but I just noticed the SWR without a tuner is like 2.5, 2.8 to 1. I'm just wondering if that's not going to help bring it down to 1.5, 1.8 to 1, where it was before the ladder line broke.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I think you said the Saturday after this coming Saturday, May 20th. Unfortunately, I will not be in town that day. So maybe some other time, or you can get some other help. K7 TVA.
Well, or even this, anytime I could get you, we could get before then to move that leg, or is that doable?
Yeah, we could do like a weeknight next week. That would work.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious to see if that would work at all. So, cool. Yeah, thank you much, and good to hear you on. And like I said, I don't want you to think at all that me, by asking this, I'm nitpicking the work, because the antenna works awesome, with a tuner. I'm just, seeing if I can squeeze more out of it.
Yeah, I got you, man. Right on. K7 TVA.
So, Justin, tell us again, what is it that you're doing to make the antenna a little more broadbanded?
So I had this dipole that was kind of like hung on the front of my house,
and Dave and Ernesto and some others, Doug, KG7UNK, helped me put it up, raise the feed point of it. But we tried having one of the legs is a little lower in the backyard, and it's the antenna works great, but it's not as broad-banded without a tuner. So I said, okay, let's see if we can't try to raise that leg up and put it up on the roof, reaffix it to a rope that makes it work on the chimney. But the biggest thing we did was get the feed point raised and put it out in a tree in the backyard.
So when you say dipole, are we talking about an inverted V here?
No, it's an off-center-fed dipole, so it's 23 feet on one end and 46 feet on the other with a 26-foot stub of ladder line.
Yeah, Roger. So you're talking about raising and lowering the longer end or the shorter end?
The longer end.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. So getting it a little higher off the ground would, I guess, it seems that would definitely make a difference as far as your bandwidth goes. Huh?
I'm thinking that would happen. Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would think so too. Anybody else? Any comments?
PZN.
Ernesto, jump in there, man.
Hey, Justin and everybody, man. I think during the week will be better for me as well, because I think I'm going to be out as well on Saturday. So helping Dave and Doug and Paul, and I don't know if if Tony's going to be available too. But I'll put I'll make a post on the Discord and see if we can get a group of people to go over there and make it happen. But I'll ping you. I'll probably shoot you a text or something like that. But yeah, it's probably going to happen during the week, because it seems to be the better choice for this time around. So that was it. This is KI5PZN.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's all that. I don't know if the whole thing that didn't need to be redundant, and if it's not possible, it's not possible, right? I don't want it all come across as ungrateful. I was just like, wonder if this would even make it work a little better, because I certainly don't want to. I don't at all want to seem ungrateful or anything.
It's a hobby about experimentation, so it's part of being a ham. So don't worry about it, man. We're curious as well. Back to you.
Roger. Okay. Well, if we want to do it one night this week, we can do that too. I'm cool with that. I can make something like that work.
I am curious as well now too. So whenever you guys get that done, Justin, you'll have to report back and say, we talked about this last week and we raised it and it didn't make any difference, or suddenly I don't need a tuner anymore. So I know I'm curious, and I bet everybody else listening is as well. So definitely, please, if you can, remember to give us an update on how that goes. That's interesting. All right. Anybody else got anything for Justin tonight? AI5OS is with us tonight. All right. Nothing hurt. Hey, Justin, real quick, I just personally, to let you know, I just got a 220 radio installed in the shack, and I noticed that there's a repeater up that way. So I've got all the I think 4 local repeaters dialed programmed in. So maybe I'll hear you on 220.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got 220 ability. For sure. And sometime I want to talk to you. You've got an FL 2000 or an FL 7000, right?
I do. It's in various states of disrepair, but I have one, yes.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure. Anyway, alrighty. Well, sometime
certainly to be tabled. Very good. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll hear you on 220.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I thought I had talked to you about that before that you had 220. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I just got it online on the air just a couple days ago, so I haven't really had a chance to really play with it all that much. But all the local repeaters are programmed in, so I'll keep my ears open for you. And by the way, on that FL 7000, I could use a transformer. So if you come across parts one, I would be interested.
Well, I think I know a place to get a transformer. I know a place I think that'll build them, actually.
Really?
A place called Hammond. I think they're up north. They will build a transformer. It's a toroid transformer. I think they will build it for that amplifier. If not, I might be interested in making a trade for it.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's talk because it needs a transformer. Other than that, it's all here, but it's non-functional because I burned the transformer out trying to run. Well, we won't talk about that.
No, definitely might be interested. I just want to see if I can find a transformer for it. So, yeah, ping me. You got my digits and all that stuff. Ping me. Let's sync up.
All right, putting the notes right now. Contact Justin about writing it in my notes. FL 7000. Okay, got you in there. All right. Thank you so much for checking in, man. So, let's see. Let me do a station ID. K5BZI is my call sign. My name is Ray. I am net control for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our club call sign is N50AK, and we're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Yes, I said 8 p.m. It is, 10 p.m. We go a while sometimes, and that's a good thing because we're a good group of guys, and we like to talk to each other, and we happen to get together every week, so good on us. I've just finished up a round of regular check-ins with the exception of one. We've got one outlier we're going to go check in on right now, and his call sign is KI5OBD. His name is Scott, and as soon as we hear from him, I'm going to open the floor up again for other check-ins. So if you join us late, don't fret. I'm gonna check in for I'm gonna ask for other check-ins here in just a bit. But before we do that, Scott, man, tell us what happened, dude. You were dead in the water there for a minute. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Roger, what was that? Did you guys hear something?
Well, that was horrifying. I had no idea what happened. I wasn't playing with buttons, but I think the closest button to the AF gain knob there is the split button, and I noticed something a little off on my display. And instead of seeing I had the N50 memory channel on my display, and but instead of the transmit frequency being down below, it said something about VFOB, and it was on 20 meters, 14.240. Anyhow, thank God my radio's not broken. Not a lot of radio news. My last DX contact was Cozumel, and it was almost a month ago. I should be ashamed of myself. I've been busy, and the bands have been funky. What with all the solar storms and flares. So yeah. But one thing I think I would like to mention is that there are those of us among the club who are not happy or not wanting to just let the TriviaNet die. Let me let it drop. Kent, KI5RBT, and I have been talking, and I know Bill, W5ITZ, is interested, and I think Holly, W5LUL, and I don't want to speak for them. You know, there's nothing. We've just been talking on Discord, and actually Kent's been talking to the other guys. I've been talking to Kent, but I approached Rusty tonight, and he sounds all for it. So there is hope for the Trivia Net. There's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of work to do. Maybe we can, well, I'll talk to Rusty. I'm sure there's lots of details to iron out, but yeah, we want to keep the Trivia Net going. So that's my news. Cat5OBD. Back to net.
Well, I can say I saw that coming, but I saw that coming. That thing is way too popular to just die like a casual death like Rusty is suggesting. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah, good on you guys for keeping it alive. I think it's a fantastic thing, and I say that I'm not a trivia guy myself, so to me, whatever, it's not my thing. But I get it, and it's pretty cool that he gets upwards of 30, 40 people every week, and it's been going on 2 years, gangbusters, and it just gets bigger every week, and it's pretty awesome. So I get it. So anyway, we'll see how that works out, and you guys, we have a platform for that. We have 2 platforms for that, actually. One is RF on the repeater, and the other is on Discord. So work it out and keep that thing alive. I'm a fan. I think probably, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but maybe the cost of it is probably feasible as far as our club is concerned, because we've got a lot of, as for those of you who don't know, we are in fact a free club, but we live off donations, and we do okay in that regard. So maybe we can keep that thing rolling if we need to, club-wise. That would be obviously a board decision, but I think we would bring that to a vote during a meeting, and I would be shocked if it was denied. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see how this all goes down. I can pay attention to news other than CNN for a change? Wow, this will be fun. Okay. Well, let's see if anyone's got anything for OBD tonight. KI5OBD is here. Scott's with us, and he's a trivia fan, guys. Come jump in and say hi.
Jeff, I don't know.
Go ahead, Anderson.
I know why he wants the trivia to stay around. Whenever you're on the high score thing, that's what it is. If he wasn't on the high score list, he'd be like, let it go. But that's why he's pushing so hard.
I want to get to game number 100. The week that Rusty is planning on killing the Trivia Net, if I don't miss any other weeks, it'll be game number 99 for me. How that. This aggression will not stand. This Cat5OBD.
Definitely let it drop, Rusty.
I halfway expected to hear a Rusty jump in there. All right. Yeah, game 99. That's unsatisfactory. Let's see. Anybody else got anything for Scott tonight? KF5OBD is here. So, OBD rented one of the cabins at Summerfield Day a couple of years ago, and that was cool. It was good having him out there, and so that reminds me to mention Summerfield Day, which is right around the corner, guys. It's the last weekend in June, and we have a Field Day channel on Discord, and we've been planning it since last Field Day, which was in January, last weekend in January. And we've got, most of the park booked up, and I'm curious, Scott, I don't remember if you're on, I think you are, but I don't remember if you're on the already have reservations booked list. You're on that list. He's saying yes. Okay. So, guys, go definitely check out, he just said, maybe I'm not. Tell me, what's going on there, Scott? What are you thinking?
You're still talking about Summerfield Day, right? In the cabins?
Yeah, Ranch 3232, man.
Yeah, I reserved mine long ago. I didn't want anybody to, I wanted to make sure I got space heat. Cat5OBD.
Yeah, Roger. And that's the point, guys. So Summerfield Day is brutal, man. Last weekend in June around here is not fun temperature-wise. So we always try to find a place that has cabins and RV spots. For those of us, myself included, who have RVs, we can, roll up with our AC and plug in and do it that way. But for those of you who don't, tent camping is not recommended, although people do it. It's a little rough because it's hot, guys. And usually a lot humid, too. And so anyway, Ranch 3232 has been our go-to for the last few years, and it's a great spot. We're already booking it this year, so if you'd like to join us for Summer Field Day, we recommend that you go check out the Ranch 3232 the last weekend of June and see if there's anything available, either RV space-wise if you have it, or cabin-wise if you don't. And by the way, there are cabins there, and those cabins are sizable. At least some of them are, and so you can share cabins. So reach out on the Field Day channel on Discord and say, hey, I'd like to come. I don't have an RV, or I do have an RV. What's available? Or, if I'd like to share a cabin with somebody, yada, yada, and we can make arrangements. So that's coming up pretty quick, guys. Last weekend of June, and things book up during the summertime. So do not kill time. Make haste and get over there and make plans for Summer Field Day. And yeah, glad to hear you're on that list there, Scott. I hadn't looked at it in a while, but I'm glad you're going to make it out. It's a lot of fun having you out at Field Day. All right, with that said, let me open it up and see if anybody else has anything else Field Day-wise or anything for Scott KI5OBT before we move on. All right, nothing heard, and so we're going to open it up again. Let me ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign's N5OAK. My name is Ray, call sign K5BZI. I am Net Control. It's a control net, so we're going to open it up for regular check-ins. You do not have to be a club member. We just encourage you to be a licensed amateur radio operator. Otherwise, our very skilled and talented fox hunters will come and track you down. So if you'd like to check into tonight's net, please jump in here with your name and call sign now, please.
This is Kilo India 5, Mike Victor Foxtrot, Jeffrey, mobile.
This is Kilo Charlie 3, November Alpha Golf, Randy, Andersonville, coming in on the flagship 320.
This is Whiskey 7, Delta Tango X-Ray, Travis in South Austin.
That was a good run. Anybody else? All right. Nothing heard. Well, as the rules dictate, we jump in on the mobile guy so that we can get in there and have him check in case he gets out of mobilized area. And by the way, it's been a while since we've talked. Jeffrey, KI5MVF, what is going on, my friend and neighbor? How are you, man?
KI5MVF. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, probably for everybody. It was good to turn on the radio and hear a Ray net. I know those aren't always the most common. So glad to catch one. I've been neck deep in work, kind of ramping up over the last 4 months, and it just took a tail dive as of last week. Wrapped up some big projects and took this week off. I've been doing a lot of resting and a lot of just hanging out, and also a lot of productive things around the house. Tonight I'm out driving around taking some photos. I've been listening to the whole net. It's been good to catch a full one for the first time in a very long time. I will say, in regards to Fox News, I didn't chime in. I thought about it, but unofficially, it's not official Fox Hunt news, but I thought it'd be fun to say Daddy's back. So I appreciate Sky hosting one this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. The first one in a long time. KI5MBS, back to net.
Roger that, man. So you worked a lot, and that took you away from radio, and then when the work slacked off a little bit, you took time off. Geez, I should play that game. I wonder if I can get away with that with my work. One of the reasons I haven't been hosting so much lately because I've been working so much, but I didn't even think to take time off. Geez, I should have thought about that. But anyway, maybe I'll do that next week. Well, man, if you're out driving around, stop by. The garage door's open, and we've got an MVF out in the garage sanding his life away on his truck, so come stop and say hi. And it's good to have you on the net, man. Let me open it up and see if anyone's got anything for you. Guys, we got Jeffrey here. He's bubbling around. KI5 MVF with us. Come say hi.
WA.
Go ahead, Mike.
Jeffrey, I wondered where you've been, man. I haven't heard you on in a long while. I thought maybe you had dropped off the planet or something, but it's good to hear you, man, and good to hear that Daddy's back, like he said.
Yeah, man, it felt like it for a while. What was supposed to be a 1-month project turned into, a 5-month project, and yeah, in regards to taking time off, I didn't really have a choice either. My boss was like, "You're taking the next week off." I was like, "Okay, all right." Like, I knew I needed it. There's always stuff to do, but it's nice to have a boss that was very persistent in making sure I got some time off. I definitely needed it, and I appreciate it. And yeah, glad to be back here hanging out with everybody. Ray, I definitely might take you up on that offer. I thought about it when I heard Jason was over there, so yeah, maybe I'll swing by on my way back. I'm downtown right now, so maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, he's got days of sanding left, so 20 minutes is nothing, man. Come on by, and we'll have a cold beverage together. That'll be cool. Yeah, man, my boss is a workaholic, so yeah, I don't think he would ever tell me to take time off. Although, when I disappear, sometimes he's pretty good about not pinging me. He knows, I think, but it's all good. Right on, man. Well, glad to hear that you're back in the saddle again. It's good to hear you again, man. And it sounds like the project, you don't sound too stressed, so the project must have gone all right. So that's good. Guys, Jeffrey's with us, KI5 MVF, bubbling around downtown. Come say hi. If anybody would like to, come with your name and call sign, please. Jeffrey, you're booked for Summer Field Day, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I sure hope I am. I'm pretty sure I did as soon as we got through Winter Field Day. I kind of forgot that it was coming up so soon, and now I'm over here thinking about what I got to do to prep the van to be ready. I'm gonna bust out that AC unit, make sure it's set and ready to go, and should probably do that insulating the roof that I brought materials for. Cause yeah, it's a hot one out there, even in the van with the AC unit. It is toasty. I think it was like high 90s last time, the whole weekend. It's a good time. But yeah, I'll definitely, even if I don't have a spot booked, which I'm pretty sure that I do, I will definitely at least come out and hang out. Always a good time out there.
Yeah, high 90s and high humidity typically too, and it's funny because those Winter Field Day guys that share videos on YouTube, those guys up north that are doing it, like camping out on frozen lakes and stuff, and doing it, they get their videos for their frozen lake, Winter Field Days, and we get our Texas Summer Field Days down here in the summertime, and so it's fair, I think. So right on, man. Well, yeah, we'll find space for you. I want to say I'd have to go look at the channel. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I want to say you're good. I don't remember the map. I've got a map that I keep on here. Yeah. We just got the thumbs up from OBD. You're on there, so I think you're good to go. So no sweat there. But that's what made me think about it because you said you've been so busy with work. I figured the van's probably turned into a work van and not so much a radio van, from the sound of it. So. But anyway, man, looking forward to it. You guys, again, it's right around the corner. I'm glad I thought about it because it's good to mention tonight that Summer Field Day is right coming up on us quick. All right, let's see if anyone else has anything for Jeffrey tonight. KI5 MVF is still with us. Come on now with your call sign, please. All right, nothing heard. Well, speaking of field days, We had a field day virgin out last winter field day, and that was Randy, KC3NAG, and I think he had a good time. If I'm gauging his responses, I think the guy might have had a good time there. We certainly enjoyed having him there. Randy, what are you thinking about summer, man?
Thank you, Ray. KC3NAG. What am I thinking about summer? Nothing good. I saw you a couple of emails. The most interesting one was how some of the first photographs were sent through telephone lines. And when I looked at it, it's like, oh wait, this is an Edison cylinder record player basic machine, and they were using light to, send a message through the wires. But I know quite a bit. I've worked with plastic fiber optics and stuff a lot, doing custom jobs. So I could fiber optic this thing really easy and output a signal to it and push it into my HF keyer. But I need somebody on the other end to decode it as a page, but not like a line of code, if you know what I mean.
So you got me thinking when you were talking, and so I got a little distracted. You reminded me of a video that you sent me about the wax, the wax, cylinder that they use to record things. And you sent me the video of the guy opening one that was 100 years old for the first time, and it was pretty amazing. So I kind of zoned out and lost what you were saying. So describe it again. What do I need to receive your transmission?
Well, perhaps I accidentally sent you the wrong one because I sent you a video. If you go, it was off YouTube. I sent you a video of a picture wrapped around a cylinder like the old Edison cylinder record players were. And they used a little bit of light to transmit the signal. But, that was the basic premise. But, so, I can generate a signal out of this thing, but I don't know nothing about computers, and it's not like it's Morse code coming across, but it will be more like black, white, or maybe some dots or something. But it needs to be done in a page format and not a linear format, so that you could actually see the picture growing on your screen. It's probably extremely old technology.
Dude, as you're describing it, to me, it sounds like we might be able to use slow scan TV to make that happen. That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Let's talk about that, man. Because you're describing one of the modes on MMSS TV. So are you saying that you have the capability of transmitting an image that way via RF? Is that what you're saying?
I truly believe I can. I know. I actually have bought a junker, just the mechanics Edison cylinder machine. So I've already gone that far. Now it's just the fiber optics just LED and a diode, and then it has to be ampered up or charged up or something, and just dump it into where my key is. So yeah, basically this was the very early slow scan TV.
I am intrigued. Okay, I'll just put it simply that way. This sounds awesome, and I think I'll bet you we could leverage MMSS TV. I'll do a little research. I'm putting it on my notes right now. I'm going to do a little research and see if MMSS TV is open source, and if it is, maybe I can leverage it a little bit to interface with your acquisition there. You've got an Edison. Man, that sounds awesome, dude. Let's work this out. Let's see if anyone has any insight on this, guys. This sounds cool. Anybody want to jump in here? This is K5BZI Net Controller for the Thursday Night Net. If we've got KC3NAG here trying to send images to an old Edison device via RF potentially. Anybody have any insight on this?
KI5F2Y.
Yeah, go.
In listening to the conversation, what I didn't hear was the encoding. What is the transmission encoding like? I mean, that's what you're going to have to figure out first.
Yeah, okay. And to be clear, like basically, I'm just going to wrap basically like a black and white or shades of gray picture around a cylinder that's, say 3 inches in diameter, about 4 inches wide, traveling at 160 revolutions per minute. So when it sees dark, hopefully it transmits like a long dash, depending on that little tiny width that I'm actually seeing with the light. So basically, if there's no signal, you got white paper. If there's black on the picture, you will have this black line, or hopefully like maybe some little dots, shades of gray. So it's going to be sent like text. I mean, it's going to be sent like code, like Morse code, okay? Except that the dots and dashes are indiscriminately of different varying lengths. And I hope to send this through HF for somebody to pick it up on the other end, because it's not my thing.
So it's going to be different than slow scan TV, but I can see what you're trying to do, and it's definitely doable on the other side. Do you have the electronics already built to generate those dashes in varying lengths depending on the grayscale, or is that something you're developing?
I have not done that. I'm just getting this, the mechanism, this machine, like freed up and running, which is like actually incredible since it was built in 1905, and works like a charm. But I worked at a place that we did fiber optics, and I would take like PS2 handhelds apart, gut all the metal electronics out, and we would just run plastic fiber in. We made our own little switches, which are nothing more than a piece of plastic that's like dark on the top and clear on the bottom or whatnot, and put them together, and we sold them for brain mapping research. So that's really where my knowledge is.
No, that's all I had to add. Back to that.
What does the output of that machine look like, Randy? In other words, how do you interface with the output of that machine? So you're wrapping the picture around the cylinder, and the machine scans the cylinder. What is it outputting to?
Well, basically, you just have like 2 pieces of plastic fiber optic. I mean, it's like, maybe like, millimeter thick stuff, it's not very wide. And you just have a board with an LED onto it that shoots the light down one fiber right onto the picture as it's rotating, and there's another fiber right there that picks up the reflection that goes back to a photo ID. Now you're generating a signal, and from there, manipulate it up or down, or do whatever you got to do with that to just basically send like a Morse code CW signal.
Wow. Okay, I am intrigued. This sounds like a cool project. Like I don't already have 5 radios on my bench that are half fixed. This sounds awesome, dude. We're gonna have to play with this.
Yeah, let me resend you the video because I may have sent you the wrong thing because, I don't know, it's a very intriguing video to begin with. So anyway, I did send you another email, and it's all about the car accessory called the Trunk Monkey. Trunk Monkey. It's hilarious. You got to check it out. KC3 NEG, Vector.Control.
Yeah, I saw the Trunk Monkey. The Trunk Monkey's awesome. I sent it to my wife, and she's like, please tell me this is real. I was like, yeah, I don't think so. But that was awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, I definitely must have gotten the wrong video because the video that I watched was just a guy working with an old wax cylinder, and which was cool too. But yeah, no, this is totally not what I saw. So yeah, send it to me again. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, anybody have any other insight on this? KC3 NAG, Randy is here with us tonight. Come down with your call sign. All right. Nothing heard. Randy, tell your mom I said Happy Mother's Day, and say hi to Larry for me, and we'll catch you next time around, man. Have a great weekend. All right, next on my list is Travis, W7DTX, Delta Tango X-Ray. That's a cool call, man. Travis, what you been up to, man?
Hey, Ray, this is Travis, W7DTX. Not much going on. Been watching the Dallas Stars tonight. Big hockey guy over here. So if you haven't been watching playoff hockey, it's been a great series, and hopefully they can pull this one out tonight. But other than that, been studying for the general, so I signed up for the May 27th test, and really excited the club is doing testing now. So that's exciting, and I was bummed I couldn't make it to the POTA event last weekend. That's kind of one of my motivations for getting the general, so been diving into that a little bit, and SOTA as well. One of the things I'm most excited about is I got a permit for Mount Whitney at the end of June, so looking at doing that one actually is my first activation, so that'd be pretty neat. Other than that, not much going on, so back to you.
Well, that sounds like, I love how everyone says, other than that, nothing going on. And like, that's plenty, and that's good stuff, man. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, man, if you ever catch Micah on the air, Alpha Golf 5 Sierra Juliet, good friend of ours and good friend of the club, he's down around the Belterra, like between Austin and Drip down there. He's a huge hockey fan, so if you ever catch him, he will definitely chat you up as far as hockey's concerned. So keep an ear out on the frequency here for Alpha Golf 5 Sierra Juliet, AG5SJ. But glad to hear that you're enjoying that, and Parks on the Air especially, man. I was talking to, a friend of mine asked me the other day, he's like, how's the camper? And I was like, oh yeah, it's running just fine, and I haven't done any Parks on the Air in a while. I hate to admit it, but it might have been a year since I've done a Parks on the Air activation, so yeah, it's about due. I think when MPJ and I get done working on cars in the garage here, when the weather gets a little warm, we might schedule a Parks on the Air. Maybe go hit a state park or something here shortly and make that happen. So I miss it. I love Parks on the Air. And so you're saying, I think if I heard you right, I think you said you were looking to do your first Parks on the Air. Is that right?
Well, actually, I was also looking at Summits on the Air, and I was saying that we actually got the lottery for Mount Whitney in California here at the end of June. So that's a big boy, and yeah, that's the first SOTA activation that I might be looking at doing. So back to you.
Oh, Roger, man, that's great, dude. Congratulations on that. That'll be huge. Man, you're going to be busy working pile-ups for that one, I'm sure. Well, I can tell you from experience doing Parks on the Air, and Jason and I ran into this accidentally. POTA hunters love the Greenwich Mean Time day change. So if you want to work late shift, they love late shifts, of course, but if you want to work that GMT date change, they love that. So start doing Parks on the Air an hour or two before the GMT date change, and you'll work all those guys again as soon as the day change is over. So it'll be a nice long double double dip there. For those of you who are thinking about doing Parks on the Air or do Parks on the Air activations, there's a pro tip for you. Work the GMT Dateline, because those guys will work you twice, right back to back, and it's a big boost there. So anyway, let me open it up and see if anyone's got anything else for Travis tonight. W7DTX is here with us. Come now with your name and call sign. Travis, nothing heard, man. Hey, so tell me about your plans for that summit on the air. What you're going to make your way out to California? You're going to make like a week out of it, weekend? How are you going to manage that?
Yeah, so the two guys that I go on and do these hikes with, they're interesting. They like to get in and get out. So we're gonna fly to Vegas and we're gonna drive out to Whitney Portal that evening. We're going to camp, and we're going to try to hit the trailhead about 1 a.m. I think they're saying it's going to be about a 20-hour hike, so we're gonna try to knock it out all in one day. The snow report is what I'm most concerned about. You know, they got a lot of snow, and I'm concerned about it, being all melted off by then. But hopefully it is, and we can get it done. But after that, we're going to head back to Vegas for the weekend, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, roger that, dude. Tell me about your gear. What are you going to take up there?
So that's what I'm still trying to figure out. I'm scouring the Discord and the internet. I haven't purchased anything yet, so that's going to be my gift to myself once I pass the test. So I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah, roger that, man. There's so many options. You know, there's those foldable solar panels, and of course, what is it? QRT. There's so many QRT rigs to choose from, and we've got plenty of expertise on that in this group. So yeah, please definitely work the Discord. You're going to get a lot of solid feedback, I'm sure, there, and that might make the decision easier. Let me see if anyone else has anything about that. Anybody want to chime in there? Come now. I think everyone's already gone to bed tonight. It's not quite summer yet, where people where the nets tend to go till freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. People in the summertime tend to stay up a little later. But yeah, man, good luck with that. I think you will really enjoy it, and who knows, man, you might make hams out of those guys that are going with you, and they might just be like, hey, what are you doing? That's kind of cool. Especially when you get up there and you're making contacts all over the dadgum country and world on 10 meters. So you're gonna leave at 1 a.m. You're gonna make a hike up. You said it was a 20-hour trip. So you're gonna be up there during daylight hours. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So I think I don't have it right in front of me, but I want to say that we're trying to summit by 11.
Yeah. So you're gonna be working like 10, 15, 20, and so that'll be good, man. And the time is right. Those bands have been open, so I think you're gonna be busy, buddy. They're gonna be like, come on, let's go. You're gonna be like, man, I got to pile up. I got to stay up here for a while.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, especially since maybe I should try to do a practice Parks on the Air for that beforehand. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, like I said, it's a big hike, so just getting up and down safely will be a blessing in and of itself. But yeah, excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, roger that, man. Well, be safe, and by all means, please, if you've got the time and the energy, let us know how it goes. Ping us if you've got a way to do so, and let us know you're there, and we'll try to contact you, and certainly give us a rundown when you get back. We of course would love to hear. All right, man. Well, thanks for checking in. Have a great weekend. Have a great Mother's Day, and you represent the end of my regular check-ins portion tonight. Let me throw it out one more time, guys. You are listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign is N508K, and my name is Ray. Call sign K5BZI. I am net control tonight. We are done with the second round of regular check-ins. We're in the midst of regular check-ins, so if you'd like to check in, there's still time. Come on now with your name and call sign, please.
This is K7TVA.
K7TVA. Let's see, do I recognize that? Oh, I think I do recognize that call sign. What's going on, man? Come on in there and say hi.
Yeah, I talked earlier on Justin's turn, but I figured I'd come and let you get me in the log for real. I had two experiences recently that have expanded my perspective in ham radio, and the first was, as we talked about before at Justin's place, just seeing how flexible you can be with putting an antenna in a tree. Because I look at my lot and I'm like, oh, it's not perfect. There's going to be branches along the wire, and it's not going to be at a 90-degree angle. And then we just sort of we threw stuff where we could get it at Justin's place, and it worked. And the antenna looks really good, and it gets on the air. So that was experience number one. And experience number two was after that, I said, I should get an antenna in a tree, and just maybe it'll do better than what I've got right now, which is an antenna in my attic. And so on the Southside Simplex net this week, I hoisted a roll-up J-pole up into the tree behind my house, and it was maybe a few feet higher than the top of the house. Let that drop. And got in so much better than I usually do to the Southside Simplex net, from way up here on the north side. And so I'm putting together plans and gathering materials now, and I'm definitely going to be putting up more antennas outdoors. So that is the plan going forward. K7TVA back to net.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you are running 5 watts through that J-pole, is that right?
That's right. I actually do not own any non-QRP radios yet. So once I have some antennas up, that'll be the next thing I do, is I'm going to celebrate with probably an FT991A, all band, all mode, 100 watt.
That's right. I mean, so here's the deal. Attic antennas work, and they do. And if you can't do anything else, you do what you got to do. But attics are, you have to realize that antenna is sitting underneath shingles, plywood, and a boatload of nails. So a bunch of little resonators that are causing problems, and not only that, but the reflection, and a lot of attics these days have basically aluminum foil in them, heat shield. I don't know, there's a name for it, but you get what I'm saying. So if you get an antenna out in free space, it will make a big difference. Even a J-pole, and I'm not a fan of J-poles. I think they're kind of garbage, honestly. But hey, a J-pole in free space will work a heck of a lot better than anything in an attic, because there's so many factors involved when you're in an attic. And I'll tell you right now, David, when that J-pole on 5 watts, I was hearing you just fine down here in South Austin. I was hearing you fine. You could have been stronger, but you were making it, and definitely we're not making it on the attic antenna.
You're talking about other things in the attic. My quarter-wave ground plane is what I'm on now, and it's surrounded by a rat's nest of cables, and perhaps it's not beneath. We don't have a radiant barrier, but we have perhaps something even worse on our roof, which is solar panels right on top of that antenna. So yeah, getting it outside is definitely going to be better. And same for the HF antenna. I've got a real bad compromise right now, so I'm making plans to improve that as well. K7TVA.
Radiant barrier. Thank you very much for that. I was digging for that word. I knew it, but I just couldn't bring it up at 11 o'clock on a Thursday night net. But yeah, man. And here's the thing. Go to a field day, dude. You'll learn so much about what you can get away with antennas, especially if your antenna is insulated, if the wire is insulated. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I have better experience with uninsulated wire, but my 80-meter dipole over my shack right now is an insulated piece of wire run through a bunch of trees, and it's not pretty, man. It's like branch to branch to branch. It's not a straight line by any stretch of the means, and that thing gets me all over the world. So, antennas it's all about what works, and when you throw it up there, and if it doesn't perform like you want, throw it up again and see what happens,
Yeah, right on, man.
All right, guys, well, we've got K7TVA here with us tonight. If you'd like to come say hi, or if you have any comments about antennas and maybe give us a little insight on your experiences with throwing antennas in trees, or in attics for that matter. Come now with your name and call sign, please.
KC3, NAG.
Go ahead, Randy. It's all yours.
Hey, man. Speaking of antennas, I went to Winter Field Day with Ray, and you've never had so much fun or learned so much as watching Ray get on top of the roof of his camper. Mind you, it's probably like 10 o'clock. It's dark out. Ties about a 12-inch crescent wrench to 100-foot of wire and just starts launching it out through the tree limbs. And then once they got out that far, they started putting some more wire on. Oh, it was a trip, man.
Yeah, that sounds like a good site. Must have not been the same Winter Field Day that I went to. At Justin's house, very quickly it turned into like, oh, we're climbing on the roof, we're climbing in the trees. All right, I guess we'll do that. We're checking stuff over, and we had people on the ground pulling on cords, and yeah, good times. K7 TVA.
It was the same Winter Field Day. It was just the night before, and yeah, man. The nice thing about a crescent wrench is it's heavy and it's got a nice big loop on the end of the handle, and you can tie rope to it and just chunk it. And when it doesn't work, you just pull it back and chunk it again. Good times, man. All right, anybody else got anything for K7 TVA? Come now to name a call sign. All right, nothing heard. Well, thanks for checking in, man. We'll catch you later. Have a great weekend. Tell your mama said hi, and yeah, have a great weekend. Guys, we're still looking for check-ins for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Come now with your name and call sign, please. Well, nothing like dead air to kill a net for the night. Well, that's all good. Let's see. Let me run over here to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club website, n5oak.org, and look at the calendar. Guys, we got a really good calendar on there. Rusty's done a bang-up job of putting a calendar on our website, and it'll tell you about what all cool nets are happening. So let me give you a quick little I'm not going to tell you about all of them, but I'll give you a quick swipe through. On Sunday night at 7:30 p.m., Club Moresto, as Rusty likes to call them, Maria and Ernesto, they like to do they do a wind down net every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. And it happens on the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's extended network of repeaters, and I think it is simulcast with the KA5D system. And sometimes we are actually going through some situations with our All-Star nodes right now, but sometimes it's actually connected to other networks. But anyway, point is, on Sunday nights, if you're around the radio at 7:30 p.m., there's a wind down net, and it's a nice little just casual net where you can just kind of give a quick rundown about what you've been doing for the week and how your weekend's been going. So go visit Ernesto and Maria for their wind down net on this frequency and others at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday night. On Monday nights, the club officially endorses the 6-meter net, which starts at 8 p.m. on 6 meters. 50.125 is the sideband call frequency for 6 meters, 50.125. So if you haven't fired up your 6-meter rig in a while, go check out 50.125 on Monday nights. Here's the thing about 6 meters. They call it the magic band, and it's really good this time of year, typically. But from what I understand, this year's kind of a down year. I don't know what's going on, but I used to say that wait till the spring, and 6 Meter Monday is going to be going off. But right now, it doesn't seem to be all that great. But anyway, keep trying, because every Monday night at 8 p.m. at 50.125, it's official. We're going to meet for 6 meters at 50.125. And by the way, the supporting backbone for that net is Discord. We've got a 6 meter channel on Discord, so go check out the Monday night 6 meter net channel on Discord on Monday nights if you're not hearing anything. Let's fire that net up, man. Let's get it going. I mean, it's 6 meter season right now, so let's go make that happen, guys. 6 Meter Mondays every Monday night at 8 p.m. 50.125 and on Discord on the 6 Meter Monday Night channel. Let's fire it up. It's that time of year, guys. It's been kind of dead this last few months, but it's 6 meter season, so let's check it out. Tuesday nights, of course, is Southside Simplex. We have a 2 meter Simplex night on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. 146.555 is the frequency for that. It started off as a Southside thing, but we've got guys come all over, man. We haven't heard from them in a while, but our good friend out in Smithville has jumped in. Boy, I'm losing his call sign, but boy, there used to be a guy that lived out. He used to live out in Caldwell, but now he lives out on the other side of Smithville, and he jumps in occasionally on Tuesday nights. Larry, what is his call? Anyway, never know what you can do on Tuesday nights is my point. When propagation's really good, so, you know. Well, hell, we've got Doug. NLK jumps in from North Austin all the time on Southside Simplex. So 146.555. My point is that it used to be a Southside thing, but when propagation's good, or if you've got the right antennas and enough power, you can join us from pretty much anywhere around probably a 50-mile radius of downtown. So come join us for Tuesday nights. Simplex FM 146.555. Hey, what is Randy's call sign? Anyway. Let's see. Wednesday night is the UT Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday Night Net. It starts at 8 p.m. And it is connected typically to our node, so you can join us for the UT Amateur Radio Club's Wednesday Night Net through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system, but we are having issues with our nodes, so that might be a problem right now. But definitely check it out and listen in and join if you can. Great group of guys over there at UT. That reminds me, by the way, we have A&M's Monday night net as well, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Same time as 6 Meter Monday. And again, our nodes funky, but we typically will host the A&M University Monday Night Net on Mondays. Their club down there, great group of guys. And shout out to KB5MPJ, who I can see on camera right now wearing an A&M hat. So I'm sure he would be glad to join in and be glad that you did as well. So definitely support the A&M Amateur Radio Club on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Obviously, Thursday nights are a good night for the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club because we have had this net going now for many, many years, and it happens at 8 p.m. But before this net happens, there is a CW net that happens in the technician portion of the 80-meter band at give or take 35, 32 megahertz. So if you have any interest in Morse code, those guys are super accepting and friendly and just good about. If your code's terrible like mine, go join them. Go check in. Just throw your call sign out there on Morse code at 3532, give or take, at 7:30 p.m. every Thursday night, and they'll probably come back to you, and they'll be glad to have you. So go check out the CW net on Thursday nights. Friday night trivia, guys, 9 p.m. every Friday night on this and the extended Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club network. It's coming to a close, allegedly. So go join in before it ends And if you're a fan, and I know you are, get in there and make it happen and keep it alive. But if it, for whatever reason, God willing, it doesn't go away, you got to jump in there before it does. Last couple of weeks, guys, 9 p.m. Friday nights on this and the extended Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Network, the Trivia Net. And, of course, Saturdays are chock full of amateur radio. We've got guys that do fox hunts. We've got guys that do parks on the air, summits on the air, you name it. And you can find out more about what's going on Saturdays by joining our Discord channel, which you can do so by going to the n50ak.org website and clicking the big purple button that says Join Discord. And you can find out about everything that's going on Saturdays. Also, so you know, every Saturday morning at 8 a.m., the Austin Amateur Radio Club has a breakfast. So go check out their website, the Austin Amateur Radio Club. Just Google it, you'll find it, and find out where their breakfast is. They also have an Elmer Net that starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday. So if you got nothing going on during the evening on a Saturday, check out the Austin Amateur Radio Club Elmer Net at 7 p.m. on Saturdays. That's all I got, guys, as far as nets and information goes throughout the week. If anyone has anything they'd like to throw in there on the calendar tonight, please give me your name and call sign, and I'll let you have it, and you can jump in and tell us about anything that I might have missed. All right, nothing heard. Well, thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hope you had a good time, and I certainly did. You guys have a great weekend. Say hi to Mom for me, and be safe. And definitely be sure to follow up on, or at least make plans for Summer Field Day. It's right around the corner, guys. And join us for all the nets I mentioned earlier. And I hope to hear you on the air. We need some drive time activity. We need some post-work activity in the afternoons. Let's get some drive time activity going. I'm going to make a point to come out here in the shack and work from here in the 5 o'clock hour and see if we can't drum up some activity. So, anyhow, other than that, if I don't hear from you during the week, well, I'll hear you next week during the net. So, thanks for joining us, guys, again. I now return this frequency to regular amateur use. My name is Ray. Call sign K5BZI. This has been the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Our call sign N50AK 73 all. And have a great weekend.